lethal heart attack.
And go.
And the monster disappeared.
But for real.
Are we for real though?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, it's on there.
Great. I'm glad you guys have my back. Welcome back, adventurers. My name is Eli, the Game Master, and this is A Good Day to Die. Last week, I'm focused. I'm in the zone. Last we left off, the group had finally defeated Melchior Hawthorne on the top of the Drimport Lighthouse. Shush. And spewing forth from his corpse came out this bestial abyssal creature that the group had to defeat, that flew around and they had no idea how to deal with that. After defeating the creature, Ragnar had collected the head of Melchior Hawthorne and they had retreated back to the base of the lighthouse where they began the rescue mission to help anyone that had been lost or wounded during the Black Blood attack. And it seemed that defeating Melchior Hawthorne and doing away with the creature that came forth from his mouth had completely saved the town of Drimport, purging this curse from anyone that had been infected. Later on, the group had found themselves on the Island of Power. There they had rested, gained their levels, regained all of their hit points, and that morning, it seemed that Damon was struggling with some metaphorical inner demons. You have to say metaphorical because in Pathfinder, inner demons can be a very real thing.
As well as editing.
In dealing with this, Damon and Dr. Isaac started airing out some dirty laundry that the rest of the group were forced to be privy to. After which Damon had a vision where he was visited once again by Handsome Joe, who had sweetened the proposal that he had extended to Damon so long ago. Damon gathering up his dwarven ale after the affliction had been taken, the affliction of drunkenness had been taken from him to Manzerek, who is 8 times lighter than Damon.
I am so drunk.
Oh yeah.
I am.
You're just gonna have to regurgitate your stomach and then like milk that out of there, just wring all that alcohol out of there.
So he accepted the infliction. So he just pulled the alcohol straight into his blood system.
Oh yeah.
It's not in his stomach.
He's dead. You died.
He's 85% alcohol.
Yeah. There's like a 1 or 2%. It's just booze.
Not just any booze.
Strong.
What's
Dwarven ale.
What's it? How much does a liter weigh
Depends on the liquid.
of ale?
I'll look it up.
Yeah, so like whatever that is that percentage of your body weight.
You have gained 5 pounds through ale alone.
So if you weigh 30 pounds and it's a pound, you are 1/30th ale. The moment Manzerek knew he was dead.
33.82 ounces into pounds.
Yeah, you can. It's 2
He
pounds.
can't.
Yeah, it's like 2 pounds. Okay. A little less than 2 pounds.
So 1/15th of you is alcohol.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So,
You calm down.
Ragnar had scooped up his amphibious companion, thrown him over his back like a wet rag, and he, the now passed out Manzerek, and Perry had decided to go and visit High Lord Mayor Hawthorne and get some answers. Damon and Dr. Isaac had stormed off into different sections of the Island of Power, and we will go ahead and pick it up there with the trio that is still together. So, the area that you were staying in kind of is made from this ivory marble, these columns that stretch up to a high vaulting ceiling, and these velvet kind of curtains that drop down and separate the resting areas where you had spent the night. As you step out, it seems the rest of the place that you were visiting is very much that same motif, that white marble structure, and it's very kind of like a Roman or Greek style. Perry, you do remember where High Lord Mayor Hawthorne often resides, having had gone there once with Melchior, and so you begin heading in that direction. You see that same half-orc standing guard. He looks down at you and without a word, simply opens the door for you. As he does so, it opens up into that same conference room. You do see 2 guards flanking either side of the door, but there is no one else in there except High Lord Mayor Hawthorne in his very lavish and expensive robes, that mane of silky black hair dropping down over his shoulders, as he has what looks to be a scroll stretched out in front of him, and he's reading something. He looks up at the three of you as he says, come in, take a seat. It looks like his mind is somewhere else, like he's very concerned about something.
Like a rag doll, I try to put Manzerek in a seat. Prop up.
Arms underneath.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
You
Hey,
pour-
you can do whatever.
You pour him into the chair, and he just kind of like out onto the floor.
It's like the perfect lamb chop it up in positions to mess with the animals now. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Roll for craft.
It seems wherever like you position him, his weight shifts into whatever the lowest part of his body is, and he just slinks into that, like into a kind of a greenish yellow pool.
Lovely.
Big oof, big oof.
Lord Mayor Hawthorne, what can you tell us about him? You helped my father marry him years ago. What do we need to know now?
Aha, my notes on my phone. I have them. I had a mini panic attack because I was like, oh, these are names I need. So, Lord Mayor Hawthorne takes a moment and he looks at you. And then he looks over at your companions and he looks concerned, as if he doesn't trust them. He says, Perry, you'll forgive me. In light of the recent things that have happened here in Driftport, I would like to take certain precautions to make sure that everyone in the room is on the same page. He pulls out a dagger. He says, I will go first. He reaches down, cutting his forearm. You see the blood, bright red, begins to drip down onto the table, and it makes like a light noise. He says, first thing. Oh!
Starts eating through the wall.
He sobers up. I feel faint. He says, the first thing that I would like to tell you is that the black blood can be exposed through the blood. These creatures make a perfect copy of whomever they've infected. He says, but they cannot hide their nature, and where they live.
So they make a copy of who they infected, or they become who they infected?
A copy is more accurate. As the person acts, the black blood is a perfect copy. They act the way the person would act. They draw from that person's emotions, that person's desires and ambitions. But the person is no longer there. Even if they are cured of the black blood, they have no recollection from the time they were infected into the present moment. He says where their consciousness goes, whether it's a comatose-like state or something else.
So you didn't recall any of the last 6 hours? Crazy.
Unfortunately, no. The last thing I remember is having the toast and the nightingale. Then
So
I
we saved Dreamport and no one remembers.
I think we need to say Damon saved it.
It is a team effort. I helped a little.
He says that's not completely true. There were those unaffected by the black blood that I have spoken with, namely, just Harvey Tremor. They said they stood with you at the base of the lighthouse. Before we go any further, he goes, I'm convinced.
I hand
answer.
High Lord Mayor Hawthorne's like, is he dead?
Is this needed?
He might be dead.
Pretty sure he helped out the drunk. Now he's drunk.
High Lord Mayor Hawthorne doesn't know what drunk you're referring to.
Jeez.
Oh, that's.
It's like even a little prick. I don't know what he is. Hopefully
Looks
not
a little
black.
brown.
You know what? This isn't a question that I never asked.
It kind of drips out like molasses, just kind of streams.
Oh my.
Not quite black, but you know.
You look at it.
Oh, gross.
Color doesn't blood.
Color is frog blood?
Yeah.
Blood pressure is about like pushing.
Leopold.
Yeah, actually, yes. The Leopold frog.
So,
Too big.
opening up a small cut on the Gripply, he seems pleased. He looks to Ragnar. And I assume Ragnar just tanks it, and he's like, yeah.
I wasn't expecting the stab.
I wasn't expecting it to come out the back of my hand.
It is red. Okay.
I don't. Why didn't they
Oh, that's not. No, that's. What is green? You know what?
As the copper, not the stigmata.
So you poked my hand.
Is it?
I would say not outside of your range. So.
I mean, a little bit.
That's my secret. I'm always mad.
I'm rich.
So you take that moment where you like lean over to Ragnar and you stop and you look at Ragnar and Ragnar's just holding his hand out and you're like, ooh. Stab. And then the red blood begins to roll out and you're like, ooh. Yeah.
Visible sigh of relief.
He says, excellent. Now that we're on the same page, everything is safe. We can talk freely. Because the questions that you have for me, says, of course, feel free to ask. I'm doing the best I can.
So, first and most important, what happened to Ava?
Ayla. Yes. He looks to you and he says, Ayla. He takes a moment, and it's almost like he wasn't expecting the right out of the gate question to be about something so heavy. He says, allow me to start from the beginning. Exposition, man. He says, your mother, she was Virginia from the Burning Sea. She had been brought over here as a slave at a young age. She was originally from Adul al-Madrin, the capital of the Burning Sea. She was seen as an oddity, a high-priced slave to be brought over. When she was brought over into Drimport by one of the slaver ships, your father had seen her. He was stricken by her beauty, her grace, and her talents. Your father came for money, and so a purchase of something so extraordinary was not outside of his power. So, despite what the others in his group, despite the opinions of the others in his group, he purchased her, granting her her freedom and allowing her to do whatever she would like. She chose to join the group to offer her talents and what they were doing, and she proved to be invaluable. The only thing that I know that had happened after they had left Drinkport is two of the people in your father's party. He hesitated when he said died, and he said, and I'm not sure if he died. You see, He reaches into his cloak and he produces the key. He lays it on the table. Your father had came back here after everything happened, after he and his companions were destroyed. He had trusted me with this key, but they had given me very little information on what it did or what they had done with them. He told me the less I knew, the better, in case the black blood, as you call it, was ever to reemerge. If it was to take over its host, it, as a collective, knows everything that person knew. It has their entire memories and information. So, he told me as little as possible so that if I was ever infected, it didn't have any more knowledge to use against it. And that, Perry, is what our war council was talking about in the first meeting. See, Ambros's fallen has become infected. Your father warned that this black blood could only extend out beyond its main source for a distance. You see, the door that lies beneath Grimport has been protected, warded, and guarded all these years after your father had sealed it. It was unable to infect anyone here in Grimport, he said. So, they found an outside influence. This I saw when it infected me. It came from another source, bringing it in, infecting, he hesitates, my son Melkor. Once it had infected him, it knew that it could gain all of the Council of Drimport together into one place, infecting us all at one time. Once the higher-ups and the most powerful magic users in Drimport were infected, the city would fall from the inside.
It's an intelligence. I believe.
Yes. However, he says, it seems the farther from its source that the black blood travels, the more independence that extension of it gains. You see, this portion, he taps the table here in Drimport, gained new knowledge that the original portion that infected Melkor is not privy to. And so that portion in Ambrose is the same. It knows everything that everyone in Ambrose knows, but not past that. And it cannot extend out beyond its borders until it is able to recirculate.
So each location has
Yes.
entity.
A sort of pool of energy from whence it draws. Powerful enough, it seems, to infect an entire kingdom.
But from where? What plane of existence does this thing belong to?
Originally, I'm not sure. However, currently, it resides here in the material plane. See, your father and his companions explained to me that it's beneath the ground, locked away in a vault, and has slowly been bleeding out into the surface over these centuries. These doors are something relatively new. They are not created by those who originally locked away the black blood. They were created to stop those extensions that have leaked out from its original source. And with it, each door has a key. Your father explained to me that there are 5 of them. With one, he says, the one he trusted me with. You see, exposition. He says, you see, Galamandius, he lays his hand on the key. Galamandius was the one to figure it out. He told me that each one of these keys represents a part of the human, or part of the mortal body. He says one of the mind, one of the heart, one of the soul. Heart, mind, soul, body.
Captain Planet.
Stop! I have notes. I have good notes. Everybody calm down. He says one of the soul, one of the heart, one of the body, one of the mind, and the fifth one, to combine them all together.
What do they do?
He says that I'm not sure. Your father warned me, or I'm sorry, he says Galamandius warned me that each one of these keys, if used by those who hold it, it connects to them, it fuses to them, becoming one with the person that holds it. He says, I have never used this key. Never used it to open or shut the door beneath Dreamport, nor have I ever used the magics that it seems to hold.
Last thing was to find the other fort and to seek you out.
Perhaps this was the one he meant in the other four in their other locations. He speculates.
It's hard to tell. These are his last words. That mean to safety.
See,
I think he wants me to find all of them.
then that means that the Black Blood also knows the place. And will try to stop you.
It did seem to have intimate knowledge of my existence. Almost harder than me.
That would be good speak. Without even saying your name. As if it knew you.
This is the best way. Part of I want.
But if we specifically asked this one, and it's not the same one as Ambrose, with what he just said,
Well,
We're not-
had that.
correct, but knowing that now, if there's different ones, then each of them seem to know about you. Which means that each of them could be seeking after you if you don't hear it.
And what's happened in 16 years that these things are starting to come out.
Who knows? I don't know for how long those in Ambrose will stay in. My war council and I have decided that we are moving north. He says we are going to speak with Calvin, the capital city of, or Cabron, the capital city of Cabron. He said we're going to try to join forces with them. He says, and in doing so, we are going to try to stop any forces that extend out from Ambrose and going further south, by whatever means necessary that means.
Do you have the technology or ability to fight from a distance?
Because we have our magic users, and I now know how these things spread and how to avoid them. We will do our best. It says, but I will protect Grimport, and by extension, Haldarian at any cost.
I just can't imagine the army being taken out. When the civilians were hard enough to act and having physical experience arms. Just be careful in there.
He nods. This is my first time confronting the Black Lord in person, seeing it in its full force. Before, I only had the stories, the warnings, to combat this thing. As of now, Zal and
Yeah.
I are trying to come direct contact without threatening infection. See, it was her wards that kept the door from being open even with the key. The Black Blood took her over. She went down there to dissipate these spells. But it seemed that somebody had placed secondary that she was unable to expel at the time. Bought enough time that you were able to defeat. Speaking of, he says, we have recovered my son's body. But may I ask what happened to his?
He was a dang old thing.
You're right. I did.
You heard it. You heard it, though.
His head?
Maybe it was a byproduct of this creature of the black blood they left it.
Not very style.
I'm sure it's not important. He says, however,
Fire. That's important. Fire. Your army.
they're weak.
They seem to be.
If I were off, I'm pretty sure that whenever we hit it within melee range, it's half the black blood on us old. Burned, touch up really. So I can only imagine fire being the opposite, and something that needs to stay.
Keep that in mind. I'll let Zal know. We will prepare for that. Because, unfortunately, all contact that we've had with Cabron, they seem less than enthused about our ideas of strengthening. They see the surrounding areas as a threat. As once Ambros has gone silent, they're trying to snatch up the territory. Trying to convince them otherwise. Because if Cabron was to fall, that would make it so much worse. But going back to the original question about your mother, I don't know what happened. One thing I can tell you, though, is your father wasn't insane. And I know how that sounds. He lost someone that he cared about. And even in the few moments that I saw them together, it was very obvious that they were stripping each other. However, he seemed unbothered when he returned. As if he was numb. He spoke very matter-of-factly, very short. He gave me the key, and then he left. No. He and his companions sought them out and found them. He says, where they obtained the knowledge of the keys, or who had created the keys or the doors, I do not know. I only know that the doors are relatively new. New, maybe a millennia old, but not as old as the original existence of the Black Blood.
So what kind of magic is
Have. He slides it. When you touch it, you take 4 points of non-lethal damage as it jolts through your body and you fly back, almost falling out of your seat.
that is supposed to happen?
Never seen that before, he says.
I touch it. I was being sarcastic, but that's kind of funny.
4 more points of lethal damage.
Perry, I would have to advise you to not touch it again.
You know, that really hurt that time.
I'm not sure.
We should get all 5 of them together and then let you touch.
Do like a spell craft?
You may. Yes.
Interesting.
However, the DEC for this is significantly higher because this is a unique item and you've never seen it before.
So sounds like a
With a D27, you have become sensitive to magics now. Almost being able to see the threads that connect them into their various forms and shapes and schools. Looking down at this holy symbol-sized key that lays out before you, and even this jolt that goes through your body, being of magical origin, it's conflicting with something. It's almost the same as theoretically putting a bag of holding into a pocket dimension. It has a violent thrust back. For some reason, to you, as if you were a magical item. But you don't know what that means or why.
right. I don't.
Want me to hold on to it for now? Put it in the bag. Just don't touch that.
As an extension of me.
A new thing, I have to hide it somewhere. You put it under the couch.
He's got the couch in here. Oxygen supplies. Okay, that's interesting.
I wish I could be more.
So do you know any other?
Unfortunately, no. I only know of the one in Brimford. Again, this was knowledge that your father thought was better left untold.
If they are able to gain any knowledge, then what else?
Manzerek
Is that true?
What Just goes on. And the chain like to.
Almost can do it. You almost got a lot of money.
Almost. We can get pretty super.
And when it's up here,
Let's
That's,
There are-
but if I had to venture a guess, which you probably already know, there is one.
just to clarify, there was only 4? Or was it
There'd be 5 of them. There are 5 keys.
5? But there was one for each section, and one that brought them all together, with the one that brings them all together being another gate.
Again.
We'll figure this part out. That would be nice to know if, I mean, we really need to find, we can only vouch for one we know of,
Well, let's try to
one we
track
can
down
assume.
Doc. Amen. Mend that relationship and
It's done. It's over.
try to move on.
I've murdered him.
You have fun with that. I'm gonna watch.
I was like, what do you mean? You leaving me too?
Nah, I'll watch this.
The guard opens the door and he says, "High Lord Mayor Hawthorne." The door bursts open as this gentleman slides into the room. He is wearing a blue tunic, but you see stripes on his shoulder of varying colors that make it bright and glitter outlandishly. He has do it.
Outside.
I'm sorry, I can't do this. He has a wide-brimmed hat with a feather that plumes out of the top of it, almost comically long and wide. As he steps into the room, he's wearing these well-polished shoes, and he has a mustache that extends out to either side and curls up on the tips, with a small kind of like soul patch goatee. As he steps into the room, and he says, "Yes, High Lord Mayor Hawthorne, it is me, Valamore the Bard, and I am here to speak to you, and I have questions." He says, "I can have them thrown out, sir," the guard says. He says, "Please, we're in the middle of a meeting." And he says, yes, of course, you barely know I'm here. First off, how did you defeat the infestation that came into the village? Why are you a child? Where is your shirt? I need answers, he says.
These are the questions.
He says, of course. He goes, the devil's in the details. He says, you need to know everything about the adventurers and the champions of the town to paint a perfect picture on why and how they're able to do what they do. Certain upbringings, where they come from, how they've overcome it, what it all means, a character arc. High Lord Mayor Hawthorne says, I'm going to have you murdered. I'm going to have you killed. Get out of my chamber. He says, we've been through this song and dance before. The guard goes to grab him and he like slips by and he like walks around your table in this like kind of fast-paced little walk as the guard is kind of like half chasing him. And he says, because he like flips over the table and gets on the other side as he grabs Manzerek and starts moving the chair between him and the guard. And he says, because the people deserve to know what happened. Who their savior is. What happened here? He says, it was a combined effort of the Justicar and the Black Butterfly that we were able to push this infestation back as quickly as we did. That is all you need to know. He kind of looks to you like, if that's what you want me to tell him.
Blackberry Brigade had some help.
Oh, the Blackberry Brigade! He goes, that. He picks up Manzerek and hands it to the guard. The guard like drops you. And he goes, what is the Blackberry Brigade? And he goes, I need to know.
A ragtag group of adventurers, both cunning and strong.
I'm seeing Lord Mayor Hawthorne have that like
That's
anime like cross like hashtag on his forehead and it's like pulsing. Sorry.
He's Nathan Fillion in that meme.
We met in the lovely Blackberry Farms.
So you are part of the Blackberry Brigade.
Of course!
And he goes, someone so young. And he says, tell me, do you suffer from a curse? Are you actually an incredibly powerful wizard gallivanting as a young human? He says.
How did you even know?
He says, he like stops and he looks at you. He's going to roll sense motive on that.
They're all low.
Oh yeah, it'll be contested.
That's fine. 27. I rolled a 19. Yeah.
Good try.
Alright.
He says, He says, yes, of course. A high, powerful wizard disguised as a human. He says, you can roll sense motive if you like.
Doubtful. 13.
Firstly, he doesn't believe that you're a high, powerful wizard. Secondly, he says human with a sense of like irony and flair.
I'm much older than
He says, right, of course. The guard grabs him and he goes, oh no, I've been caught. Well, thank you so much for your time. And he says, I look forward to speaking to you on a later date. And he says, farewell, as he is drug out and the door shuts. High Lord Mayor Hawthorne says, I've had enough with bards.
What does he do?
He bards. He says,
Bards into the room.
he says he's actually in charge of one of our most prestigious newspapers in Grimport.
Freedom of the press is overrated.
It's called Bardic Inspiration.
That's it.
Of course it.
Damn it.
What else could it be? An actual
We need a
newsletter.
recap of our
It's gonna be a
episode.
newsletter.
It's just
Bardic Inspiration.
Today in Bardic Inspiration.
Oh, that's amazing. That's brilliant, right? did do that for a living.
Yeah, I know you did. Wait,
That was a lot.
Says, I apologize.
Brightness.
However, I would warn you that you're going to be getting a lot more attention. Where will you go? What are your plans? He said.
Don't know.
Our other lead is. I'll look down at Manzerek.
Manny, roll me a fortitude save.
Man.
Oh.
It's not
16?
Okay, he's unconscious. He's still in.
I look down and I'm like, wherever his vision was, that would probably be the best bet. Going there.
And we can't really cover
Correct.
it. And our and our paladin and our doctor.
I think there'd also be one.
Yeah, let's go find them and get the game.
You can go mend that.
I can't.
Watch this though.
You're a man of prestige education. He says, yes, stay as long as you need. He says, our servants will see to you. You're welcome to anything else in the kingdom that I have to offer. He says, oh, and one other thing. Two other things, as a matter of fact. He reaches down, he pulls out a satchel of gold. Says, a small thanks from me for what you have done.
That me too.
Do you think they're gonna hold it?
That was 10,000 gold pieces.
Okay.
Oh,
That's it. We got 10,000 gold pieces between you and I. Heck
I
yeah.
was about to say I got
Sorry.
nothing.
I'll give
Three of
Manzerek.
us.
I'll give Manzerek one and see if it wakes him up.
What a slot machine.
Renato is watching.
And he says, also, another gift that I give to you is my royal pardon. He pulls out the flute, the grave robin. This was found amongst my son's belongings, and a questioning of Violet on how he obtained it. Your name was given. Yes, I see. So it would probably be best. He slides the flute over to you. If this was never
Oh man, I wish I was like awake.
Actually, I use
I had feelings about that flute.
my ranged mage hand, and it just kind of. It's very obvious and slow, and it just like magically gets across the table and they go
doesn't move at all. Because no, it's not more than 5 pounds. It's a magical item. Mage hand can't move a magical item.
Unless your mage hand is specific.
back.
Your mage hand specifically can move attended items, which is not something mage hand can normally do.
He's playing the class that may be the exception.
So you do the same thing 12-year-old Eli did when he watched Star Wars, and you're like, it's just not moving. I'm gonna be a Jedi. And I'm like,
Are you kidding? I still want to be a Jedi.
Just start moving stuff randomly.
Right.
I would definitely say.
Because
Would
the
it-
pardon
For
part.
what?
The pardon
Are
part.
you telling him to say
Would
thank you
it-
to him?
I think that was
Might be too much to handle. Damon's sister and her brother. That's not her brother. Is that the weird?
Oh, that was one of the
That would
balls
be
they
incest.
got.
I don't think she murdered him. She took the blame for a thief, which ended up being her fiance. Yes, so she actually did not murder nobody.
you can tell he has no idea what you're talking about. He does not know who
What was
she
her name?
is.
Damon's sister.
I don't know who Damon is. I've never met Damon.
I really want to say Tatiana for some reason. I know it's not it.
I love my Tatiana. I don't know where it's from a podcast away for a long time.
Please call me Tati.
Someone's been watching Critical Drinker.
Naughty Tati.
It's all. No, just.
But also know that Meryl knows who she is.
And Meryl knows.
But Meryl is not in Grimward.
Right.
However, Adriel is.
Just,
Oh,
those,
yeah, Adriel.
Yeah, those are just things thrown
That's
out
his
there.
name, Adriel. And his fiance. Alright, thank you for their partying. I appreciate it. Let's go.
I know less about what's going on now than I did when you came in here.
I just looked through my notes to find her name. I don't have her name, but I have friggin' Whizbang. An NPC we met for literally 4 seconds. And I don't have her name.
So,
You mean Tamris? By the way, Tamris?
I'm gonna write that down.
I just wanted to see if they grew up.
yeah, I knew it would start with a T. That's why
I got you, Amos.
I came up with a name. It just wasn't the right one.
Some random murderer named Johnson
Adderall.
that's been released from prison. Alright. Yeah.
Do you know what the significance of Bar Abbas being released was?
Yeah.
What his name?
Yeah.
Go on.
I seek out our companion.
So, let us go first to Dr. You were insulted by your goat hoots and you had stormed out of the room after somebody had blamed you for something. You felt like it was undeservedly earned.
It was more of I walked out before I knew, because I knew the next step for me would be starting to resort to violence against him, and that's, I know better than to do that. Not even from like I can hit him thing to that's not who I am and what I need to be.
Right.
I would immediately just find, because my first thought would be to find her work. I need something to physically do. So I would either look to see if maybe Zal has a lab here,
Mm-hmm.
or if there's like a healing tent that needs help or something.
Got you.
So I'd ask the nearest attendant, my kindest voice I can draw if possible.
Please,
If you're looking for Zal specifically,
I would ask for Zal specifically because I have questions for her.
yes. So if you follow that chain, it will take a little longer to find her, but you can eventually find her.
That would be my first gut reaction is let me find her. I have questions for her.
So after a time, Zal, you ask about, they say, yes, she is on the island. She's doing something right now, blah, blah, blah. And I assume you're the kind of, I don't take no for an answer, I'll wait kind of guy. Yeah. So I would say maybe like anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour passes from the time you start looking for her to the time she arrives.
And the entire time I've opened up my formula book because I'm starting to learn more and more about the spells I have in this and I'm starting to unlock them.
She approaches you. She looks worried and concerned, like she has just been working on something and her mindset is still there, even though her body is here.
Mm-hmm.
She steps up and she says, Dr. Tone, please forgive me.
Of course.
He says, I would like to thank you and your companions for the rescuing of Dreamboy.
Oh. Yes, I guess that is what I've done. And she would see me close my formula book,
Mm-hmm.
which, as a sorcerer, sorcerer?
You ask her?
Yeah. So, sorcerer or wizard? It's hard to tell sometimes.
Sorceress, she says.
My apologies. And I put away my formula book.
She says, as a matter of fact, I do have something to extend my gratitude. She reaches into her bag of holding and she produces Burn. Hey. He says, by the way, can we have like a minute? Just me and the doctor. He looks to him, then looks to you for your approval.
A question, maybe not now, but I would like to eventually answer. Not show her both tattoos, or I guess brands.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working on identifying them. I don't know where I got them from, where they came from.
First thing, those aren't holy symbols, she says.
Correct.
She pretty much tells you everything you already know.
And I'm sort of like confirming, like, good, I'm on that right track. Yes, I'm on that right track.
Mm-hmm.
And I sort of like that back and forth of intellectuals, like, this is what I know. Damn. Are you sure?
No. She says.
Why? Now I'm purposely keeping his mouth shut.
Why is she not sure?
Why are you giving it to me?
He says he has something for you.
It's a temporary gift, or
This is a temporary gift. She says, I am not giving up my familiar again. She
that's
says,
why I was questioning.
he has something to tell you, and he refuses to share it with me. And I'm not sure what it is. She takes a few steps back.
If you ever have the need of an alchemist, I'm always willing to lend my services. And I sort of toss Burn up in the air and catch him where his face is upright.
He says, there's always a place in the island of knowledge. She takes a few steps back. She walks over to, like, the reception area and begins speaking to people behind the desk, and it seems like she needs to talk to them about something anyway. So Burn says, So, listen, I wasn't completely honest when I told you about your brands.
Find like a table and just sort of set him there.
I wasn't completely honest when I told you about your brands.
Uh-huh.
I gave you half the truth.
Uh-huh.
Thing is, I don't think there's anyone else in Drimport that can tell you about those than me. Better than I can.
Uh-huh.
Because those specific brands deal with the undead.
Neat.
Or death, specifically.
Which one?
Both of them.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, indeed. He says, you see, you are branded by a god. 2 deities, as a matter of fact. And he says, but I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you?
Officially 342.
Ah, just a baby, huh?
Yeah, depending on who you ask.
In the overall grand scheme of things, 300 years is nothing.
Sure.
Unfortunately, that's not correct.
It's not.
Yes. You, Dr. Tone, are much older than that.
And that's the problem. It's hard to date something that exists before most of the buildings have been.
No, you're quite a catch. I date you. But...
I'm flattered?
No. He says, yes, exactly. If you can't recall where you've been for the last however many years, it's going to be hard to pin down how long you have been branded. See, it's hard to say whether it's a curse or a boon. It may be a bit of both. He says, but that has damned your soul.
I somehow already knew that.
Yes, he says. But specifically, whatever 2 deities have branded you as such won't allow you to die until you have fulfilled whatever they're playing at. And that doesn't mean you're immortal. That just means no natural cause of death can stop you.
Right.
Old age being one of them. However, if you do die, depending on which side you favor, depends on what's going to happen to your eternal soul.
Look at that. Well, if we're throwing out ideas, I know I've had the black one longer than the gold one.
That's so.
I've had flashbacks, memories, and the black one was there.
He ponders for a moment. Says, and that means another deity has tried to claim you for a certain reason. Which either means that you have redeemed yourself, trying to pull yourself from whomever owned you before, or she feels like you, or they feel like, you hush! They feel like you owe them something.
I feel like redemption is not a switch you flip, it's a road you walk. I haven't redeemed myself yet, but it is my path towards redemption. The chains have inherent meaning. The mark of slavery. The black one is a mark of the land, of the ruler of the land. He who rules the land rules me. The gold is a mark of mercy, of healing. I have to help the people. I have to help. I can't not heal people. Compulsion.
I'm going to tell you something I think you already know then. No matter what you do, your soul is promised to one of them. I think it's up to you who you want to commend your soul to.
So it means nothing has changed in the hundreds, thousands of years.
Sure.
So the question truly is, how long has it been since the sky was red?
Sorry.
It used to be red.
Not here on the material plane, he says. Unless you're from somewhere else.
Hell, level 9,000.
9,000?
I'm from the third circle.
I'm a solid 4 circle. The 5th circle guys are jerks and don't want to hang out with them.
He says, sounds to me like that's not a concept of time, that's a concept of where, location. However, that can be a little more easily pinned down.
Maybe, but the Black Blood knew me. They watched me die the first.
What?
That's what they said. You were there.
No, yeah, but he says, I didn't know that's what that meant.
Yeah. In my dream, I watched myself die. I sacrificed myself so Handsome Joe, I refuse to say his actual name, was trapped, imprisoned.
Sounds like you have a lead. But anyway, that's the best I can give you. That's literally all I know. And my full end of the bargain. I hope that helps.
You're giving me more questions than answers. Did that help? Sure. Did you fulfill your end of the bargain to the letter of the T? Sure. Have fun with the snake sorcerers.
Well, there is a way you can find out.
Yeah, I don't think me and him are on talking terms right now.
Well, besides that, you could die. Find out which one comes to claim you.
Yeah. I don't foresee that benefiting me right now.
No, but it is an option.
Oh, thanks.
I'm here to help.
You don't take fall damage, right? Just reminding myself of that particular aspect about you.
Right?
So if I was to throw you as hard as I could against that wall, then that wall, I have some anger to bring out.
Please no. Want to talk about it, big guy?
Nah.
Good. Default over.
Are the people in this tower just okay with you existing?
He's moving himself with his jaw.
He says, well, I am her familiar, and she's kind of in charge of the Tower of Magic. But I really don't care.
I know you don't care.
Says, do your companions have any opinions about you existing?
One of them does.
Have you been honest with them about your marks? About what they mean? About who you've been?
Well, that requires me to know truly who I've been.
Well, good luck with that.
Thanks.
But unless throwing me is the only thing we have left to discuss, I think we're done here.
Yeah. If Zala's still over there, the receptionist desk, I'll take him over to her and just plop him in the back.
He says, "We had a great talk."
He says, I hope he was more helpful than normal.
I feel like you know this, but a little of both.
Yes. That's part of the reason that he found himself in Sewell's again.
On the back of a skull crack.
That's hilarious.
It was quite funny. Lost his jawbone. It wound up on a skeleton without a head.
She like opens the bag and looks down. She shuts it.
You had quite the adventure. Look at it.
Oh. Well, that can happen in a few years. She says,
Question. For mighty and powerful non-knowledgeable sorcerers. How long has it been since the sky was red? Here.
the sky has never been red.
Interesting. I just sort of maybe turn and walk away.
What a strange thing to ask.
If you would like, you can roll me knowledge, nature, or history.
History. Actually, I can do both.
Knowledge, natural history.
I could do knowledge, natural history. I will do nature. I might as well have taken the 10. A 21.
21. So,
You would know that serpent folk have a long history with the material plane. Serpent folk at one time were the dominant mortal species on the planet. They were the ones that mastered a lot of the magics and the schools of magics as they are known today. But ever since Skyfall, they are all but extinct. She is an oddity. You've never seen one, and you kind of like never really expect to see another serpent folk again.
As a tiefling, I feel like I understand.
Oh yeah, yeah. You relate very much. So for her to say that means that and also serpent folk are very prideful creatures just by nature.
Right.
So she probably is, and the fact that she is so well versed in magic means that she has so much knowledge about where she comes from, the magics that she has, probably dating back to Skyfall, which is where written history of the material plane kind of ended and re-began. And for her to say that leads you to believe either you are older than Skyfall or you are from another plane of existence.
Indeed. It depends.
Depends on who you ask.
It depends if Eli's changed the story, if we agreed upon the same one.
Just keep them guessing.
he's an,
Um,
he's an alien.
I have time.
I am
Of course.
I'm a native outsider, so that is a thing. He would actually then go find, if he's in the main atrium, he would find a Justicar and ask whether if there's a healing tent on the island, like a temporary medical tent set up, and just go back to work helping people that are not magically healing, but manually healing, bandaging, patching, talking to people because of his diplomacy. Taking a 10 is a 20, so helping people talk through what they happened and that kind of thing.
So the Black Blood did extend to this island. That happened. There were people that fought it off, and especially since this is the most heavily guarded place on the entire island, where it occupies the vast majority of everything here, the guards did fight off a large number of civilians that came here. So there are hurt people there. And it doesn't take you long to go down and find people of the different religions, everything from Desna to Gozra to Serenre, all these people that are healing and helping people. And it seems like they are traveling from island to island, helping people and even going back to the mainland. So, you do find that thing.
Yeah.
Real quick. Is it a praise check to sell wares at a higher level, right?
Yes.
At a higher cost?
Yeah, get more than half.
More than half?
There was.
Yes.
Oh, Delaney, did you want a masterwork rapier?
Yeah, I already got that.
Did we find two? Because I had one.
You don't need the 30.
You can take the player out of the road.
He's always been a rogue.
Yes.
Even when he was a cleric, he was a rogue.
He changed his name on Steam.
Not a road.
That's probably a good idea.
Said
We're not
every
gonna go
rogue.
to what it was, but
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
He's always started out when they rock it for you.
Yeah, because it's always like, this is not appropriate. I'm like, it used to be. It used to be. Until. Anyways. Until EA Sports bought it. Pretty much.
Neat.
Fix your servers.
They're watching.
They're not epic.
Yes.
Cool.
Right?
If you could look those real quick,
I will.
That'd be
I
cool.
gotcha.
Yeah. I can't recall off the top of my
No,
head.
you're fine. I got you. I just want to make sure.
Storming out of the room with your pitcher of dwarven mead, where do you go?
Where you stumble.
Maybe not the highest tower I can find, but just to sit at the edge.
You are sober.
Not outside the railing, just to sit at the edge, look out over the water, and get myself back in the mess I was that he took from me.
So, it's not hard to find a place like that. The stairs go up, and a lot of the people seem to know who you are, and they allow you to pass. The guards don't stop you from going to different areas. You do see some guards standing by doors, and when you get close, they kind of take up a more attentive stance as if they're not going to let you in that specific door.
Mm-hmm.
But passing through, you seem to be fine to explore anywhere you like. You do find this kind of open portal that allows the sea air to rush through. The building in its entirety, a lot of places lack windows, but seems have been kept up through prestidigitation, keeping any seabirds or moss or anything like that from forming and making a mess of these open portals that overlook the sea below. So when you stand there, it's probably a 10-foot tall portal with two columns that rise up to either side. Climbing up maybe about on a 3-foot ledge and then sitting with your feet off the edge, you can look straight down. If you were afraid of heights, this would give you that very kind of vertigo sense.
No, it's not heights that I'm afraid of.
Yes.
I wrote down what it is.
And you can see the buildings that stretch out before you, kind of like just like the rolling foam of the ocean, but building tops that extend out before you get to the green moss-covered edges of the rocks that then feed into the ocean beyond. The lighthouse above you spiraling out with its prism-like light that illuminates everything, even in the daytime.
There's happiness.
You sit there listening to the call of the gulls, the other seabirds kind of darting around, as you just take that moment to yourself, smelling the salty sea air. You get maybe... You said you wanted to get back into that?
Maybe not as quick.
Yeah.
But I'm certainly not going to start breaking.
Then I'm gonna have you roll me one fortitude save.
Uh, 27.
Oh, you good.
Yeah.
So you drink and you kind of steel yourself this time, right? You know where you've been, where it's going, and maybe even that druidic magic still lingers about in your body. Manzerek somewhere getting even more drunk as you're
Please
like
stop. Please stop. My
As-
little body can't
He's
take
starting to
it.
mutate.
I'm dying.
Oh, is he dead?
He's gonna have a beer belly.
Well, when he wakes up, make him drink. So
I'm gonna die.
So you sip your ale out of the pitcher, right? As you do so, you hear from behind you, you know, brother, that's gonna send you to an early grave. You're not an easy man to find. Adriel steps up beside you.
That was kind of the idea.
He is wearing, like, you kind of go, that was the idea. I assume you glance at him, and then you have to kind of do one of these. He is wearing politician robes. I know. He says, it's a shock to see me. I'm surprised I'm here too. He sits on the ledge with you.
I say, kind of a half smirk, and says, stress.
He says, I know, right? It allows it to breathe as he kind of like waves it for everyone that might be looking down. Like, it's like, yeah. But when he does so, you can see his slacks and boots underneath. Like, he just kind of over everything.
Who'd you steal that from?
He says, that's not important. Listen, brother. He says, I want to talk to you about something. Because it's kind of been gossip around the building what happened earlier this morning. He says, I know you can't drink all day unless you start in the morning. He reaches over to take the picture from you. You allow
I
him?
let him.
He takes a sip. But he just pours it like.
What the hell are you doing?
If you had to ask me, brother, I know you're going through a hard time right now.
This guy is a mess.
This is a serious moment. Shut up. I'm trying to
This guy's
focus. Okay.
If you ask me, brother, I know you're going through a hard time. I never knew my parents. I was abandoned as a child, and Merrill found me several years ago, and I've been with the pirates ever since. He says, but I know what it's like to lose. And I know what it's like to love. I know you loved your parents, at least a little bit. Otherwise you wouldn't be killing yourself with this poison, he says as he sets it to the side. He says, but I think your sister needs you. As much as you want to drown yourself because of what happened, as much as you might blame yourself for what happened, you're not the only one it's going to affect. And she's going to need us both.
I'm there. I'm fine. You got you? I mean, can't all be bad.
You want to know why I was so warm to call you brother? Because when I met you for the first time, it wasn't all that I've known about you. She's talked about you. She's told me everything about you. How strong you were, he says, like, grabbing your bicep, right? He says, how dependable you were. Your father cared about the Justicar, but she didn't. He loved you for you. She was scared and lost when you left. But you know she doesn't blame you.
Not really. I'll be honest with you.
Of course. If you can't be honest with a pirate, who can you be honest with?
That needs to be written down. I don't know what to believe in.
Amen.
Like, just a car training, it's 6 years non-stop. Go, go, go. You go through the final test, and it's the Rady's there through the entire thing. They don't stop talking about her. Even when they talk about the first Falcon, she is still there, even in that story. And it's almost as if we're pushed to become just like he was. His perfect faith, his ability to face the hordes of never back down. And then when push came to shove, couldn't beat him. She kicked me out. This is not metaphorical. Practical. This goes no further. Part of the final test is a face-to-face meeting. And she abandoned me because I wouldn't or couldn't live up to it. And then I met another Justicar just like me. one who's long dead and had even more hatred than I did. And I didn't want to be like that either. I don't want to be a justifier. I don't want to be him either. I don't know what I want. Now, even the people who have asked for advice are gone. Because of me. Does Amherst really need that?
I don't know much about gods or deities or what they expect. And he says, but I do know what I observe. He says, let me ask you a question. He points down. You see Dr. Tome, like way down there, because he kind of stands out,
Okay.
walking over to the other priests as they're like helping people, right? He says, you see the purple moss or whatever they call themselves. You see them followers of the sea, and you see them priests there, right?
Yeah.
You think they're all perfect? You think they don't make mistakes?
Oh. Just everybody makes mistakes.
And in my humble opinion, so do the deities, so do gods. That's why there's so many of them. You know, there's the god of walls, and the god of the ocean, and the god of this pitcher of firewater. He says, there's a god for everything. He says if they's perfect, they wouldn't need so many of them. They always picking up each other's slacks or arguing about something. He says, they make mistakes. But if you ask me, he says, kind of like extending his hand, he says, a rose is beautiful. Yeah. In its color and its sweet aroma. A rose has thorns, don't it? I'd say that's not perfect. But a rose doesn't question what it is or even care about the people that pick it. It has its thorns, it has its sweet odor. He says, you, my friend, you as handsome and sweet as any rose. It's thorns and all.
Damon can't help it. He just starts to chuckle. Does Eldril?
I'm listening.
Thank you. What's happening? Keep going further.
He puts his arm around you. With your strength and my good looks, I don't see how it can't go wrong.
No, seriously, you still have
I don't know his name. He's in the closet if you want to ask him. But anyway, I don't think we need to sit around very long. He stands up. He says, so, what's the plan of action?
I think the Manzerek. We'll talk to him if he's.
Oh, great. He says, as long as he ain't been drinking this, I think we'll be good. As he walks away.
Oh,
You've done this to me.
You did this to yourself.
You could have stayed sober. I did this for you.
Third level spell
He's
for
still sober.
you.
He's still sober, though. No, he's
I know.
So, heading out, it doesn't take you long to find where Hawthorne's chamber is, and you know that meeting chamber is where they'd be.
Mm-hmm.
And about the time it took you to go have conversations about how long the meeting took. So, in a moment of fortuitous timing,
Serendipity. If you will.
serendipitous timing, they step out as you walk up. Oh, fancy that, we don't found him.
Is Manzerek recovered yet?
Manzerek, you recovered yet?
Oh, he's dead.
I guess we should take him to a tent and see if we
I'd say it's been an hour, so you're about 25% of the way. Because I did roll 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you're like 25% of the way through it.
What a gravelly.
Now
You want me to roll another fortitude save?
Give it to me, my guy.
Probably.
It is dwarven now.
Yeah. That'd be a 26.
Ooh. You have a +2 morale bonus on all physical stats. A -2 on. Oh, yeah, you need that. Let me give you some. 7 points of damage.
That's fine.
Is that acid damage?
-2 on all mental stats, but you keep your benefits for the physical stats. But you start to come to, and you are like 2.5 sheets to the wind. As like your eyes just kind of. They actually blink in sync, which everybody knows is not good.
Oh no.
Oh, your eyes are together.
Um,
Why are you talking
I
this
lie
way?
there
That's how he's hearing it?
and like just staring up at this.
You ate the wrong one, didn't you?
And I think to myself, probably erroneously, that if I was bigger. So I think big thoughts. And I turn into a diary.
Oh, gee!
I am literally a Gigantopithecus lying on the ground.
Whoa!
This became much more difficult to track.
Don't worry, he does this all the time. This is normal. That's a drunk monkey.
That's like roll
That's a
over.
drunkie.
I like roll over and like try to stand, like under myself, and I still keep like, it's not working out. And as I realize that I am still drunk, I just turn back into myself.
Oh, great.
Oh no.
Doing great.
I think you broke him.
I would like to.
You want me to put you in bed? He didn't say no. I take him to bed.
What did you say?
I got you.
I'd love to, Ragnar, but I need some sleep.
I will be back. Are we all in the room or no?
Well, actually,
You're like in the hall.
we need.
I go to the room.
No, as you're starting to walk off, though, I'm like, Ragnar, we need him
He
conscious.
is useless at the
Yeah.
moment.
Let's take him to see one of the healers.
Get boat.
He said get wrecked. I keep going.
That's what he said.
Well, that was rude.
Yeah, here you go.
Get boat. March
Here
right.
you go. Here you go. I put 500 gold in each again.
Woo! It's like I should talk to you more
Oh,
often.
hang on.
Huh?
Hang on.
Not there.
Oh, you're not there? I thought you were there.
Hang on.
No, he's a healer.
Hang on. That math ain't mathing, my guy.
Get boat. March right. Yesterday.
Wonderful. That's a plan. Except all sea travel outside the port's been closed off since Ambrose.
We have to go on the sea to go to your place?
Bastard.
Unless you got some kind of, I don't know, you know somebody you can pull a favor from that allow us to take a boat.
Probably. Probably.
I'm a politician now.
Oh, you're a pirate. You're a politician. Pretty much the same.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
So we'll be the first pirate politician.
Yes,
We
we're
gotta
getting
find Doc.
I lie down.
Well, doctor. Not a dog. A dog.
Once Once we know where we're going.
You're like a pyretician.
A pyretician.
Pyretician, that's what it said. It's more accurate. More better.
It more better.
Let's go find Dr. Isaac. Are you guys on talking terms?
He didn't say yes.
You can stand. He's standing both of us.
Don't try not to walk
You don't go talking.
Maybe an apology.
Do you say that I sit up and I'm apologize?
Fills up stomach. Oh, I need that.
Like flies in there.
Oh.
No,
When did
weird.
Pickled
Weird
nuts again.
blood.
They're drunk.
Just smelling vinegar.
Manzerek's at a nice restaurant. Wait, there's a fly in my suit. Well done.
It's delicious. Bring another.
Yeah, have some more.
Waiter, my fly's in a soup.
Dumb.
I specifically ordered fly sans soup. Not fly sans soup. Get it right.
Waiter, what does this fly do in my soup? The backstroke, sir.
Anyway, so I assume you find Dr. Tone,
let's go
or
find
do you go
Dr.
talk to
Tone.
Hawthorne first, or do you take him to bed?
Yes.
Okay,
All the above.
you go to bed. You go to Hawthorne.
You two go find Joel. And apologize. You said some pretty racist stuff, Joel. You may not remember it.
Oh,
but you did.
buddy. I'll let you go find him.
Well, probably
Where's that
half
popcorn
orc.
stand?
Hmm?
Where's that popcorn stand?
You have a problem with Dr. Isaac?
It's between me and him, isn't it?
Good point.
Go find
Sometimes we do have to put down sleeping elephants.
Come on, come on.
Here,
I start pushing him away. Let's
I
go.
hand you a sack of rolls to give to him. You're cut. It's cut.
I'll get cut. Oh, that's not as much.
The
Alright,
more
we
gold
go.
than the commoner would ever see in their lifetime, but you know.
Ragnar, go find
He's a
Dr. Tone.
politician.
Go look for Dr. Tone.
Right.
Oh my god, that's a word now.
Okay. A few moments helping people. You do see your companions making their way to down the beach to you.
Have fun. I
Where
stop
you going?
I'm falling behind you. You're the one apologizing, not me.
I'm not apologizing.
Do I hear this in direct conversation?
I'd assume.
I go, oh, hey, doctor, he's got something to say to you.
You're cut.
I step back.
Me and all the clerics are just like,
I just hold up the bag. You're cut, apparently.
This is your part of the
You
money.
get like about 2,500
Thanks.
gold.
Hawthorne gave us money.
We're gonna be leaving soon. Welcome to join us.
where? Was I unwelcome to join you for a brief point?
Anywho, wherever Manzerek is telling us we need to go. We're gonna be leaving soon.
Adrel looks confused too.
Hi, Adriel.
Hello.
Sorry. Hi, random politician I've never met before.
Of course. Keep up the good work. He points to like a random cleric. That's like,
Don't tell me.
don't listen to you. Yeah, bandage that up. That. Oof.
Don't bandage the burn. It's. I imagine I was in the middle of like explaining to like a novice, like, "Hey, this is how you heal this particular thing."
Roll me heal check.
That one.
No, it's better than average.
That was
Hilarious.
You gotta spit on it.
27.
Everyone is
Feel,
listening
hot
to you.
You take the Bengay.
Oh,
Right in
oh
the
no!
To put it into perspective,
Heal the
the
dead
average
first.
healer here is hitting about a 15.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
my bonuses.
Yeah, and so they are like, they're very focused on what you have to say as they are like doing as they're being told. He feels very much in his element when you approach him.
So yeah, I finished explaining. I was like, I do have to go. It's been a lovely time.
Well, thank you so much for your help.
Of course, always.
Oh, they the cleric of Desna reaches into her pouch. She pulls out a silver holy symbol of Desna worth 50 gold pieces. She says, as gratitude for everything that you and your companions have done.
Thank you. Because I'm still not used to getting gifts.
Correct.
I don't know.
Adding 2,500 gold pieces and
Yeah.
a 50.
That's
gold
like
piece.
Delaney's experience difference.
Max is just like,
So, I assume you accompany your companions back.
I do follow my companions, and it would be like the entire fight we had, because if I even like an hour had been spent in the healing tent, it's like I've just let that go.
I got you.
So like you're acting like there's some animosity, and I'm like there's nothing there.
I am internalizing that shit. So we are very opposite ends of that spectrum of dealing with that nonsense.
I'm gonna let that form into a cancer.
I can treat it.
That'll be.
Head off.
I can take it.
I'm gonna cut that off before it gets any farther. Speaking with Hawthorne, he does grant you passage. He writes you a writ of permission if you are ever stopped by anyone within Drimport's authority. So the way that this is going to work. So Drimport sits on this kind of northern tip of the southern portion of the Haldarian kingdom. Haldaria is below it. Martrek is just a jump across the gulf. It's going to take about 3 days by ocean to get over there, under average conditions. The way that y'all had walked in to Drimport took about a week. That was hugging the southern coast to get there. If you were to walk this distance into Martrek that he is talking about, it would take you probably 2 weeks. You would know that to go to the tree would take about that same amount of time. But you do know that the few days to Martrek and then the few days up would probably cut that in half. So, Yarb. So, you have procured a ship. He said it'll be ready for you. He tells you exactly what port it will be at.
perfect.
Do you wait for him to sober up, or do you just pack your bags and drag him along?
We can let him be sober so you can do some shopping.
Lame.
So, your companions are going to do a little bit of shopping. They're going to get everything prepared before they get on the ship and head to Martrek, and we will take a short break. We'll be back in just a moment.
Shopping.
Shopping! Yeah. Welcome back, adventurers. So, the group has gotten their ducks in a row, had done a little shopping, gotten ready. So, and you have waited for Manzerek to undrunk himself. So, Manzerek, you feel like your head is going to explode.
What's your own head?
Have you ever drunk alcohol? Your character?
No.
No, your character's never drunk alcohol?
No.
Okay, this is a sensation altogether new to you, and you're like, I don't find the appeal in alcohol. This is the worst thing ever. So you were just kind of doing like this number, and every time somebody's like, hey Manzerek, how you doing? You're like, I'm not going to talk to you until you stop shouting. Okay. So that's kind of where you are right now. You head down to the docks, and you're kind of like, you go to where you think you should be. And when you get there, you don't see a royal naval ship. You don't see the banner of Drimport or this big military ship waiting for you. You see just kind of like a small schooner. Just like a kind of like...
No.
just kind of like a double sail ship waiting for you. As you arrive there, you see Vimarion step out onto the ship. The noble half-elf that is one of High Lord Mayor Hawthorne's sons. He was at the meeting, and he was the one that was all for creating a military force to take over Ambros. He was the one that was way too gung-ho about it. He steps up and with his tricorn hat, his blue and gold coat, his boots, as he looks over at all of you, his hair tied back into a ponytail as he smiles. And he says, "Evening, gentlemen. Are we ready to set sail?"
I believe so.
It seems the ship that he has like a crew of 5 people. It is just a very small vessel with a very small crew. And it's in that moment that you realize this is like an incognito thing that he is.
So, probably before this even happened, as soon as I am sober enough to talk about it, we would walk together, everybody together, look at a map, and be like, first off, I need somebody to turn this off. Second,
In 8 minutes, this is gonna really suck.
second, there are 2 ways to get to the tree. The druid tree, the life tree. One of them is to go by water, the other is to go by land. Both are incredibly dangerous. Both are... Water might be slightly faster, not by a lot. You shut that sound off.
I strangled a seagull.
Thank you. Gonna eat it later. Anyways, I want to pose that first. One of them goes through my home. The other goes through land infested with wolves. What's y'all's call? I would like to...
Which is the non-infested journey? Water?
I would like to point both out. But I don't want to make that decision.
I mean, it sounds like going for your home territory would be
Safer?
made, or at least one that he knows.
What would be attacked if we went to your territory?
What?
To your homeland? What would be attacked?
In the southern portion, no. The northern portion, I'm probably wild shaped.
And if we go to the orc section?
Well, they eat everybody.
Well, that's good. Why will you be wild shaped the entire time?
North of my home, creature known Rakith. It was a terrifying creature.
I'm sorry, what?
You heard me. The frog
Knowledge check of a Farkeeth?
You may.
Nature, I hope.
No.
Oh, planes, I hope not.
Brains.
Automobiles.
As you're looking that up, north of the Frog Behemoth is a group of creatures known as Bog. Look like rippling, bigger, uglier, meaner. They particularly find rippling legs to be delicious.
Well, are they delicious?
I mean, look at these.
I don't know. You keep your
Maybe they're onto something.
keep your eyes to yourself.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
How do we avoid them?
We go stealthily, we go quietly.
Oh yes,
That's
yeah.
good for me. For me.
I have walked through
Very
their
opposite
I have walked through their territory a handful of times, but only with Daryl. I know roughly the path,
You know,
but
Do we know do it?
but it doesn't make it any less dangerous for everybody.
Neat. Orcs we can see.
Hogfish we can't.
I think you can see the boggarts. Maybe we can.
Loggers aren't invisible.
Can we
Do they
eat their
smell
legs?
ours, by the way? And your fleas?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we smell? Do I have a smell?
I don't know. I'm just
I mean,
asking.
yes.
You said they were meaner, bigger.
Is it knowledge
uglier.
planes?
That's what maybe they smell.
No, it's knowledge dungeoneering.
Why is everything dungeoneering?
The Froghemoth? I know. Maybe. Some things, possibly. Where's... Oh, it's not much. What? 23.
With a 23, you know what a froghemoth is.
Nice.
You've read it in a book before.
It's in my adventure book.
right, it's a pop-up.
It's
Yeah,
my
that's
Dungeoneering
awesome.
pop-up book.
You open it up, it goes. Whoop.
Thankfully rare, the froghemoth is one of the deep swampland's most ferocious and monstrous predators. Capable of catching and eating dinosaurs and even dragons, the froghemoth is frighteningly effective ambush hunter. When lying in wait for prey, the immense creature secrets itself in deep marsh pools and mud so that only the top of its eye stalks emerge from the surface. The froghemoth's eyes are incredibly keen, but even more impressive is the monster's tongue. Like a snake, a froghemoth can taste its surrounding with extraordinary accuracy. It is an immense three-eyed frog-like creature with powerful hind legs, and in place of arms are 4 huge tentacles. You may not ask any questions about the
There's
froghemoth.
nothing about this I like.
Well,
almost
when
like
the
we're going to the
Pathfinder,
orcs.
when the game's description is fatefully rare, it starts fatefully rare and then proceeds to describe something.
And also, when you roll a 23 and realize you can't ask any questions about it, you know only what it looks like and how it acts. You know nothing else about
You
it.
had me at
orc,
it eats
orc,
dinosaurs
orc,
and
orc,
even
orc,
dragons. I'm like, what?
The froghemoth is incredibly dangerous, and is one that has been hunted by the froghemoth. It's a
You survived.
I ran.
He would have
It is-
eaten you like
it
a
is an-
Tic Tac.
It is an experience, not something that you fight, something that you run from. Flee like a hurricane.
But there's only one, right?
What about
Sounds like a mission
boggarts?
for the Blackberry Brigade.
Knowledge on boggarts?
Side quest unlocked.
Oh, by the way, that's her name now.
Why?
I like it.
What? The Blackberry Brigade.
So there was this bard, he barged in.
It'd be nature.
I thought it was a great name.
Are we allergic to blackberry?
That's where we met.
Bulbous eyes glare atop this creature's decidedly toad-like head. A multitude of warts and bumps decorate its greenish skin. Boggards resemble anthropomorphic frogs or toads, complete with webbed hands and feet, large eyes, and overly wide mouths. These creatures make their homes in large rivers and deep marshes. There, they make small villages composed of mud mounds on the banks. Boggards start off life as tadpoles in breeding ponds, eventually growing to a length of 3 feet before sprouting arms and legs and becoming capable of terrestrial living. You may ask 5 questions about the boggard.
Really thought you were just gonna pocket those for later.
Yeah, probably most of them. Natural groups, like group sizes.
The natural group size, so they typically will be in hunting parties that can range anywhere from 3 to 12, but a village of boggards can be upwards to hundreds.
Right. But the hunting party, which is department, would
Could be a
probably-
dozen.
Okay. Number of hit dice?
It depends.
Okay. So like they can take classes. Okay.
They're sentient creatures.
Right. Then I will pocket my remaining 3.
You may.
I will even write down I have 3 questions about the boggart.
You may.
Thank you.
Onward.
So, as you begin heading towards the ship, Adriel sees you all to the ship. He turns and looks at you, Damon. He says, "So, I suppose I'll head to Blackberry Farms, see about Tamris.
Tamris!
Sure she'll understand that you had to go."
That's in character.
The parking lot, that's where I remember you from.
I'll give you a message as soon as I can think of what to say to her before we leave.
It's gonna be hard breaking the news to her.
Are you after? No. Leave it up to you. If you don't tell her I told you not to. If you do tell her,
Do whatever my heart says, so.
for some reason that makes me feel better. I recommend you guys just stay there. It's a good place. The people seem nice.
I'm about due for a vacation.
You have to work for your living. But
I pick blackberries for a living.
nice.
I'm
Say
a
hi.
politician. I can afford a vacation.
You
Right.
still haven't changed out of those.
Oh!
Say hi to Bob for me.
Okay, Bob. I can remember that.
will
You
definitely
will not miss him.
And when you and Tamris decide to come back, you should have a pardon for all your crimes.
Oh, that's wonderful. What about future crimes?
No.
Oh, so I can't be a politician.
No, if you're a politician, you can pardon your own crimes.
It do be that way.
You really do, though.
But thank you.
Well, gentlemen, I wish you good luck on your seafaring voyage. He says you always have a friend in Drimport.
And
It's within their boundaries.
Probably.
It's on the way.
It's on the way.
That's all we can say.
He turns and looks at Valerian, who looks at him, right? He says, "I've been personally told by Hawthorne to escort these gentlemen down to the boat and to tell you to do everything they say. They are in charge." "I don't know you," he says, "and I don't believe you." And he says, "You're smarter than you look. Good luck, everybody," he says as he walks on. Valerian just kind of watches him go. "Right. Well, are we ready?"
I believe so. You need us to stow ourselves.
He says, "Anywhere you feel comfortable." He says, "We have hammocks down below for you to stay in. Each one of you should have a chest for your personal belongings." He says, "This voyage should only be 3 days, should not take very long."
Did you have to say that? I knock on wood as I go onto the ship.
Alright, we'll go out, head down to the hold to store everything.
As you head down there, there are some places down there for, privacy, like nooks and crannies, where things are stored and kept. It looks like he has provisions down there for a week and a half, so well beyond what he's preparing for this to be. The crew consists of people that, on first glance, you're like, that is a normal seafaring sailor. But when you look at them, they are all clean-shaven, they are all well-groomed, and their dress, though common, is clean and impeccable.
These are all CIA agents.
These are all royal, probably part of the Royal Drimport Navy. And they are just disguised as just regular merchants, with the exception of Vimarion, who is in his normal garb. So, boarding the ship, the sails unfurl, the ship takes off, and you begin your journey. You have 3 days to do whatever you would like, if anything.
At the start of it, say, Vimarion, this is gonna be a 3-day journey
Yes.
with the current weather.
Yes.
Is it like fine?
Seems to be.
Like nothing
Sun
crazy?
shining, nice breeze.
Could it be
The wind.
faster though?
Wind's at our back. He says, "Is it one of those?" And that is, he says.
This is a magic feather token.
He says, "If you would like to use that, of course." It seems like he knows what that is, like he's familiar with it.
I've read about these. I want to do it. And I place it down.
Be my guest. He says, "Gentlemen," and the boat kind of lurches as you're just kind of like, "Neat."
The theme of Hawaii 5-0 starts playing. Da 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 da.
Different song.
For whatever reason, I was thinking the theme to Pulp Fiction.
Mr. Lou?
Ha! Ha!
They both work.
I prefer that one.
After some time, and just Ragnar's just like, "What? I was born in the mountains, not the ocean. This is bullcrap." As you probably start cutting your trek in half, just getting it.
Oh my.
Oh my!
Wow.
How long does that go for?
I believe it's 24 hours.
Wow.
Whoever's at the tiller is just gonna be locked in place.
Anyway, what are the rest of it?
So at some point, sensing that Damon still thinks there's animosity, I would be like, just stop you. Damon, you know how old I am?
No.
Well, I'm 342. After year 100, you're used to getting into fights like that. I imagine, and sort of look at Perry, Ragnar, that this group will be around together for a while. So whatever hatred you have, whatever you think happened in that fight, those feelings were true. They were real. And they're not quite done, but we have a job to do. So I need to trust that you will have my back as much as I will have yours. Can I trust you to do that?
As long as nothing you do puts this group in danger,
Have I done so yet?
I will have your back.
Have I done so yet?
My knowledge,
Have I hidden anything from you?
that I know of.
So either I'm a really good liar, which I don't lie, or I've told you everything I know.
I don't normally do this, but roll me a bluff check, and you roll me a sense motive check.
Oh no. Assuming the paladin does not have the greatest bluff check. Sorry, the paladin.
19.
27.
So when he says "not to my knowledge," that seems off. As if he doesn't want to talk about something, but like there's definitely something on the forefront of his mind when you're like, "Have I lied about anything?" And when he says "not to my knowledge," it's as if he knows something.
Right. And but
Doctor.
yeah, so Dr. Isaac is very much like, I'll follow that one for later.
Mark that for follow-up.
Yep. But very long. And I will spend my entire time after buying a portable alchemist lamp making potions.
It's for 8 hours. It's 25-mile-an-hour wind.
Gracious.
Boot scoot, buddy.
How long did you say it runs?
8 hours.
Okay, after he's done with that, I'm going to cast Alter Winds
Nice.
and increase the wind speed to moderate.
Right on.
And I will continue doing that.
Everyone gets by the end of this 2 potions of cure moderate.
Nice.
I'll just be in the sleeping quarters the whole time, just waiting for this shindig to be done.
You just rock it back and
What is the
forth.
plus on that?
Some way to fashion
What is
like
the plus
a
on
way to
board?
Just kidding.
3.
Not really.
Surfboard's a Ouija board. I have a Ouija surfboard. The previous owner was eaten by a shark. We stay in touch.
Instead of yes and no, it's righteous and bogus.
Sick wave. Righteous takes her well.
So,
Harry, 2 potions of invisibility.
the Marion seems very pleased with how y'all are handling this, right? And his attitude of like stoic, you know, I have a job to do, turns into a very friendly kind of nature with all of you. Night falls that evening. I assume some of you are on deck looking up at the stars over the ocean. This would probably be something you've never seen before, is the ocean and the stars. This is a new experience.
Yeah, that would be very different.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, don't you know?
Yeah, would any of you ever had been on a boat before?
Probably.
No.
Probably I'd be the only one.
I would know the constellations because I probably have talked to Priest of Desna, but I wouldn't
I've never seen them firsthand like this.
probably like this now.
Yeah.
Oh, I can do.
And I grew up in Drumports.
That evening, Ragnar, as you're down below and you're kind of right, just kind of waiting, like in your hammock, and you're like, this somehow isn't helping. As it's just kind of like swinging back and forth. Ragnar, you hear in your head, just suddenly, and it kind of jostles you as you look around, because it sounds like it's there, in the room with
Yeah.
you.
Are you here?
You see your rage form walk up beside the hammock. Ragnar!
I tumble straight out of it.
What a silly question. The arm reaches out, like extending in that very unnatural way as he rolls you over. I'm always here, Ragnar. You know that just as well as I do.
What do you want?
It's not what I want, Ragnar. It's what I can do for you.
That would be great if you can get rid of this.
Unfortunately,
Oh.
He kind of like pokes you in the stomach, right?
Mm-hmm.
He says, light disposition isn't going to be able to overcome seasickness, but I have a trick that I want to show you, Ragnar.
Anything to keep my mind off of this.
Of course. You see, we took our little trophy from the lighthouse.
Yeah, we stopped that.
Now, I want to show you why we did it. Take it out. He gestures to your bag.
Okay. Nobody's around? Nobody's around?
He would only show up if you were
So I
alone.
take it out. I still double check.
He says, now, Ragnar, I want you to cut your finger.
Off?
You don't have to, but you can if you'd like.
Okay. That was a stupid question. I'm gonna take it out. I just rub my hand up the side of it, where it's like.
A few drops in the mouth, Ragnar.
clench my fist and I just let it drip down into the mouth.
Melchior's face is gaunt, it having had been a couple of days. Completely void of blood, the eyes inset in that kind of milky white pearls. The hair kind of disheveled and matted. As you drop the blood into the mouth, you see as it drops, it turns from that crimson red to black. And it hits the lips of Melchior as it rolls in. And the head is under the effects of gentle repose. As you see the color flush back into it, the eyes regain its color, the lips kind of no longer pull taut over the teeth, and he looks just as well in death as he did in life, sans the body. The neck, you see that black ichor form over the wound. As it does so, the head
What is this?
Excuse me.
Slap my hand over its mouth.
This is the power that we have, Ragnar. This is a soul that we have now.
What do you mean? Soul that we have.
Now, Ragnar, do you think that this infestation, the black blood from the four heads, merely takes over the body and nothing else? It takes over the mind. It traps the soul, Ragnar. Everyone that dies while possessed by the black blood is kept, including Melchior. But we didn't simply take the head, we trapped the soul. And now, anytime you want to speak to him, you may. Or
You see Melchior's eyes just drift into that 1,000-mile stare, and he stops moving and breathing.
you can turn it off whenever you'd like.
Does he have the memories from whenever the other black blood thing had him?
He's fused with it, Ragnar. Part of it. He knows everything that it does. This head, aside from the other four. But remember, Ragnar, this head wasn't from Dreamport. This could be valuable information for you and your companions. I am nothing if not a loyal friend to you, Ragnar. I grant you this power. All you have to do is keep getting stronger, and I will give you my gifts. This, a manifestation of a promise.
You don't sound weird, but not a binding promise or anything like that, is it?
Oh, Ragnar. We are as bound as close as we could possibly be. By blood, you might say.
Evil laughing.
Can you at least answer one thing?
Anything, Ragnar.
What happened to my little brother?
Ragnar, you know as well as I did. He was part of the group that disowned you. They kicked you out of the tribe because they were scared of what you were. His brotherly love couldn't overcome his fear of this kind of power. But we can show them. We can prove that you belong to the coil. That you should lead the coil, Ragnar.
Get stronger. You have to defeat someone to do that, though. It's my only concern. But you're saying you would help.
Of course.
I can prove that I can stop the plague on the whole world But remember, the only thing that we're not doing is hurting my friend.
Oh, of course. Of course, we need Barry intact. We would never hurt you.
He's one, but the others as well.
Yes, of course. Anything you want, Ragnar.
So this head knows everything that's like what creature knew.
Yes.
And you know for a fact it's not the one from Dreamport.
Do?
Sounds good. Thank you.
My pleasure, Ragnar. But remember, that creature that came out of his body, that is what determines what the head is. This one was planted in Drimport. Because of Hawthorne's seals, it couldn't manifest on its own, but it's acting beyond another extension. If we find another one that has that same creature, using it as a parasitic host, we may add to our collection.
So whenever their main body dies, uses one of them.
You've
Those-
found the head.
Oh, I didn't ask you this sooner.
Oh, Ragnar, don't underestimate us.
Yeah, like I know this information. I don't know anything. You keep saying we're one.
But you do, Ragnar. It's all here.
He kind of taps you on the forehead.
You have but just to ask.
Keep that in mind.
He steps into the shadow and disappears.
I put it back up for now. I'm just like,
Little much.
seasickness is not. I don't want to get caught here. I'll keep that on the back burner.
So, the next morning, I assume you all rest. Wind at your back. The boat just getting it. You had shaved an entire day off of your journey, arriving in the murky, muddy waters of Manzerek the evening of the following day.
So that morning, because we are comfortably far away from Drumport, I would try to gather everybody together, and I had a vision. I have told you this vision. I've told you about this vision. I'd like to share a little bit more as we approach Manzerek. The Black Blood. What we have seen, what we know. There's a couple things that I've learned about it. First off, there is a druid infected. It is the head. We know this for a fact. Life Tree, the home of the druids, the most sacred location to my people. Not the prickly people, but the druid people. Has more than likely not fallen. Will fall soon. Will not act. Darum originally left me to go and speak with the head of the druids. The druids are run by a council of individuals, but at the head stands a woman by the name of Eltherismia. Eltherismia has clearly been infected because of how Darum reacted leaving the tree. The farther that those that have been infected get from the head of their infection, the weaker the infection. So, Darum was part of what gave Malquar, or helped create Malquar into a head. That is why when Darum died, nothing made it
When you find what there is Mia, and figuratively remove her head.
Well, yes. In the sense of, I don't think she is there.
Do you think it is?
I don't know.
I feel like, based off the last fight, if whoever it is dies, if they're the head, there will be a beast.
Probably.
So it was very odd that had happened.
Let me rephrase that. I don't know if Bella Players Mayo is the head. I don't have any reason to believe that she is. I have no reason to believe that she isn't. She did go missing, and that is why Darren left. And clearly he found her.
Let's go and find her.
And my question is if she is controlled by the Black Blood, do you feel that she was to have to be?
Would rather we not put her. We can find whoever the head is and put them in instead. If we were to try and fight her, I can guarantee you a death. We are talking the head of the Druid faith.
That sense.
Yeah.
We can also take this information and apply it to Ambrose. There's a head in Ambrose. That the army has not left Ambrose to infect the rest. Because that army cannot be strong enough.
Away from the army.
Is it to be away from Ambrose or be away from the head?
To be away from it. We assume the head.
But if the head of Melkor able to freely roam around, if they've infected the whole city, but in theory they not also go with them.
Potential.
Hawthorne had explained that when he said the source, he meant the door. Because it's wherever it is leaking up
It's
from.
like a nexus point.
Yes.
Okay.
And they can't go away from an area. The head could leave, but it's not the
That's
boom to the
strong.
rest of them. Yeah. Just clarifying that.
So only the head can actually leave the area of the source.
Any of them could leave, but the connection gets weaker.
That's why Darren was able to fight it.
Yeah, Darren wasn't the head, but the connection was getting weak. All he had to do was plant the seed in Drimport because it couldn't manifest on its own. Because the door was sealed.
So if Ambrose is the first location that fell, the tree was the head of the tree on the side.
We don't know that Ambrose was the
They were-
mountains of your clan. Isn't the time and then they fall first before Ambrose?
Land and not, but we had come across the creature. Come across me, like, first. Or at least about the same time. On the timeline, it seems like it was about the same. In theory, I think it started at the north.
Are you not ahead?
Have a head, but
Just one though. Mine. There's not another one in the bag.
no, we're keeping it that way. Not to my knowledge, because like the other heads and ways that they've acted, it's not the same as I guess what I am. I only say that because I've not infected anybody. If I was a head, it would seem like I would infect the others. I mean, it doesn't make sense.
I mean,
I also don't want to die, so, you know, there's that too, but I'm going off of that difference between us.
You've also seen it bleed.
we were also infected, and yet we had control of ourselves for a time.
So the thing in me actually helped y'all. Much as it could, I guess.
Neat.
Damon actually snapped out of it.
We talked to it?
I don't know. It seems like.
I mean, do you remember when you rage?
Do I remember when I rage?
Or at
That's a
least
tricky question because
what you do when you rage?
I watch it happen.
Neat. Because that used to not be a thing.
Yeah, I guess as I've gotten stronger, like, I don't know exactly what it is, but it definitely feels like I'm imprisoned
So,
in myself.
are you talking when you're raging?
No.
Maybe.
So then that would be it talking. Neat. So we can talk to it. It just has to get really mad, and I don't think we want to do that on a ship.
I'm not just angry all the time.
What would happen if we tried to scry on Black Blood?
You can scry?
I can.
Neat. I happen to have those crystal balls.
Wait, hang on. I heard plural there. Balls. Crystal balls.
Yeah.
I started thinking of juggling, and I can only buy 2.
Jared, the goblin.
I mean, you're welcome to, but I'm not sure what would happen.
Would you?
That'd be
Just to see what
another
happens.
question.
But I also don't have
How much money is it? Do you
Pieces.
consume it?
1,000 gold worth of diamond dust.
Oh. So weird.
He likes it a lot.
The god of natural things likes money?
He likes it the money.
As the diamond
Likes
does.
the diamond. It's a diamond.
Hey, just saying, gold and diamonds come from the earth.
Sure.
Facts.
Anywho.
I do think that going here is going to be a challenge, because if that beast, this is the head, it seems like it'll be very dangerous. For our sake, I hope it's not. But the only other option we really have or know about at the moment is Ambros. As far as we're aware, the seal underneath Dreamport was never opened.
Door.
Do I know if they're Ripley Shaman or witches?
If the Gripply shaman are witches,
If there
Yeah.
are Ripley Shaman or witches.
there are shaman, they're not witches. Roll me.
Maybe we can stop and get some help with our good friend.
Do you have knowledge arcana?
I do not.
I do.
I
It
also
doesn't
have
matter.
the-
It doesn't matter if anybody else has.
I'll give you my knowledge.
Where's all the books you need?
I mean, that's kind of how alchemy works.
I have a book on Gripply witchcraft.
Huh.
Covered in moss, it's weird.
So, I picked Warren, you picked Echo, so we can now talk to each other.
Knowledge religion.
It does not.
I think so, but I want to check.
Why is the TV? Why is?
What did you do?
I don't know. I didn't do anything.
What's happening?
It's on the
What's
screensaver.
going on?
Keep role playing.
It's not on my screen.
That's crazy.
Roleplay.
Did
I would also point out.
now play with them?
Cool. Are we minute
In
shit?
his defense,
Which one of the what is happening?
You're on the. You're not on your computer.
I don't. How do I get to my computer?
There
Good.
you
Now
go.
we're back. Okay.
We never left.
Something I would also like to point out. Your Blink Dog companion has not been a thing for a while.
Did Perry ever expel information Hawthorne gave him or not?
Not really.
Okay.
We also sent the
Where's
kobold back
Warren?
to.
Blink Dog still has one.
Man, that's gonna bite something.
No.
Wait, hang on, where are we sending it back to?
You picked up Warren.
Oh, I got one.
Yeah, he's got one.
Okay.
Yeah, the Blink Dog saved him and gave him back.
But yeah. Did you guys meet Hawthorne? Because he kind of grabbed me and we hopped on a ship. Oh, neat. Did he just say, good job, pal? Gave you a big old sack of gold?
And kind of.
He pardoned us.
Oh, that's good. What did we do?
Our French.
The flute. Grave robes. Pardoned us.
To be fair, we found the flute in the middle of the sewers beneath the island of knowledge.
But he pardoned us on the act, nonetheless.
Sure.
My girlfriend betrayed us.
And becoming.
Yeah, you're more. Never mind. I'm not gonna say it.
Well, I mean, in order to. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
To be fair,
Vindication!
You should probably definitely never check on where, you know,
Get it out.
things go
Sure.
with us grave robbing. Maybe you should just close your eyes the whole time.
I feel that's vindicated. Almost as if the lesson I was trying to teach didn't get through the brain.
It's almost like I don't care.
Oh,
he dropped a whole alignment. It was the thing.
Everyone comes to that, though.
Oh, no one saw that.
Yeah. Technically.
No one saw it.
Right.
You heard it.
I heard something.
I was falling in the hands of a weird angel.
Yeah.
Hey,
And I
a
appreciate
fallen angel, a fallen angel. Thank you very much.
You keep saying demon wrong, and it's weird.
Right? Dude. So that's it. No pardon.
Pardon.
Parlay.
Pardon gift.
Parfait.
No knowledge given.
He did tell us that he
Get out of here!
he was only told so much about the seal and the
It wasn't broken.
yeah.
Oh, good. I'm
I
glad.
guess Harry's dad didn't tell him a whole lot because the less he knew, the better off.
Wait, quick. Cut your finger.
I bite my finger with my sharp teeth.
Bleed.
I bleed.
Bleed.
Why?
Oh, he wants to make sure that you're not infested with black blood.
Infested is.
Yeah, I mean, I bled red.
Why is your hand bloodied?
You're good.
it. Well,
Because
he
I
was
cut my
infected,
hand with.
and I accepted his affliction.
We already tested you.
Without my consent.
You were a little indisposed. You drank it way too much. Not drinking.
Spontaneously.
Terrible. Absolutely.
It's like, how many nerve endings are in the palm of your hand?
But
That's
you
why you
probably
use the back of your
zero.
hand.
And I said Hawthorne cut his arm.
Yeah.
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 'Cause it's like, why?
I didn't get a choice.
I've cut my hand before. It doesn't feel good.
Okay.
So there are keys that we are looking for.
Right. Probably.
Oh, yeah. He can't touch them.
Yeah, I can touch them. I have Hawthorne's key.
Neat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't touch them.
I can. It just hurts.
It was funny. He went
Can
flying
I
backwards.
see and hold?
Yes, only adults can touch them.
Because the last time I saw Hawthorne holding his key, I held it before.
Okay.
I reach and grab the holy symbol. And it just feels super familiar.
So when you take it and you look at it, you know exactly what it is and what it does. This is the key of the soul. With the key of the soul, anyone who activates it, which means actively uses the magical potential that is within as if it's an item, this one being a holy symbol, one you must hold, a slotless item but needs to be held to be used, grants whoever uses it a +2 to their wisdom permanently, because once it is used, you are bound to it like a cursed item. Also, once a day, you may use the spell Trap the Soul.
That seems. So I just. Bleh.
Wisdom, you say?
Whoa,
Trap a soul, you say?
We don't know when these are going to need to be used.
I still hand it to Manzerek.
Well, because that's a small.
You're not an
adult.
I am younger than he is. So.
No offense to Damon, of everyone here, he is the most actively tied to his god.
I would argue this.
I would also argue that.
Oh, you're being serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's not.
Who do you worship?
Myself.
And Rage.
It's true.
No, I'm just kidding. Shivers.
I spend an hour in front of the mirror.
I don't even.
Yeah, you beautiful bastard.
well, like, I don't even know who claims me, and it's not a. I feel like the universe is paused.
No, it's not.
Nope, we don't
You're
go.
listening.
Now we can make up
You
all
go
the
back and watch it
rules. The
later.
DM's not here. 5,000 gold apiece!
Alright, all of a sudden, a giant rainbow appears on the ship and brings out a pot of gold.
I could phase shift.
5
turn into a lucky
million gold pieces for everybody.
This is why he can't leave us alone.
And that's canon.
Anywho.
You know what loves cannons?
Well, let's just hang, from time being, let's just hang on to that and wait until we pick up the rest.
Nothing
of it.
happened. Don't worry.
We're not rich.
I could make that not be a thing real fast.
Meteor swarm.
Hey, that's not a thing now.
It's a good story, Barry.
Are we still rolling?
Yes.
Kind of. I wouldn't use it yet. That's like artifact level item.
We also don't know how it's to be used, or rather on what.
So once it's used, is it done? Is that
No,
it?
it's just attached to that person, bound to them, eternally so.
Or what if you die?
Like Ragnar's axe.
Well, I mean, you are no longer bound to the thing, or sometimes you are. Depends on circumstances.
you mean like Ragnar's axe?
With that question, it is posed to you in something you probably never thought of. That thing is the soul key, has the ability to trap the soul. What if you die bound to it? That question now is something that makes you go,
Oh no. Ugh. So I say that, and then I was like, wait, no,
So, what if he dies?
Huh?
Is he still trapped?
The wisdom of God would be kept from God.
it's a +2 bonus, calm down. It's,
for him.
That means a lot.
So, sort of looking at my chains, it's being bound is not always a fun thing.
Yeah, no, I don't think
I don't know, it's worked out in my favor.
Sure. I feel like you also had more of a choice. You had more options, or less options, but better ones.
Harry, if he gave it to you, then it should be in your care.
Well, it sounds like it hurts Barry.
Well, maybe not.
Why does it hurt Barry? Can I roll that Arcana check?
yes.
Maybe not touching it, but in your care nonetheless.
It's not low.
I put it back in the bag.
20?
You're not sure why it hurts.
I didn't know if my DC was lower.
It's not weird. To you, you're like, yeah, that makes sense. And when they're like, why? You're like, I don't know. Yeah. It feels like, yeah, that is the only appropriate thing that could happen, but you don't know why.
So would it be because my first take is he's already bound to one. If he couldn't accept this key, he's already bound to one. And that's my postulation.
That I check out.
Well, so far we've been told you are the key, and then you were able to command an arcane golem as if you were a key.
No, I just told her we were on a field trip.
Yeah, that didn't work for any one of us.
You guys didn't tell you you were on a field trip.
I mean, nobody else.
You gotta think
Didn't
of this
say
stuff, man.
anything.
I directly asked it to do a thing, and it didn't do. It followed its predetermined orders, not mine. You gave it orders.
What's a field trip?
That's what you're saying.
That's what we're on here
That's
now.
what we're doing. I was allotted one field trip a year.
Yeah,
It was
he's
great.
a child. Oh yeah, you're so too.
It's like Christmas.
My child was spent
Can I?
in a pool.
roll
tail.
like how accurate my knowledge there is? Of like
Oh.
I told it to do this and it didn't obey me, it obeyed its things, but when he told
It'd
it,
be knowledge arcana.
it's still a 10.
But
The Marion steps up and he says, "Gentlemen, I apologize to interrupt whatever you're talking about." He says, but he gestures out. The water beneath you has turned brackish and murky. You see in the distance the shoreline of not stone and not sand, but of muck and mud. You see the knees of trees sticking up out of the water and dipping back down as they rise up to create almost a wall that lines the entire shoreline. This moss hangs from the branches, which gives this kind of eerie curtain, and it looks as if staring into the foliage of this place has made it dark and dreary looking. However, what you see out before you are the docks of Manzerek. Manzerek is, if anybody would like to roll knowledge local on what Manzerek is and like. I will allow you to roll that as if you had the knowledge. So just add the intelligence bonus to that, and I will give you a +5.
Nat 20.
Word!
we should
I
ask
have
him.
no-
That one. And a 19.
So looking out over all of this, it is a really interesting and auspicious occasion to be in a place like this. Because Manzerek, unlike any other city, is built on the back of a giant turtle. These trees growing into its shell and it nourishing it itself. You know Manzerek is never in the same spot twice. This isn't mud that you're boating through. It is the byproduct of a giant turtle. And so it's really gross, but it's really neat.
I am gonna die on this hill.
So, on this show.
On this hill.
Manzerek has no real formal government, nor does it belong to a kingdom. The closest kingdom to it is that of Amar. Amar is an elven kingdom. Amar is off to the west beyond the Great Tree and on the other side of the Azulian Divide, which is a river system that pours down from the Lothlorien mountain ranges to the north. The elves protect that area, and they have respect on everything on the eastern side of the Azulian Divide because they are druids that pretty much own and run all of that. However, everything in Manzerek is made up of people that have congregated to this area to get away from a government. So Manzerek, though it is a very large place, if the place had an alignment, it would be chaotic neutral.
It's Tortuga of the Druids.
Sort of, kind of, yeah. Not of the druids, no. No, the druids don't.
That's Manzerek's Tortuga.
Yeah. Manzerek is Tortuga, the druids are up north.
Okay.
I kind of bounced around in the geography of that.
I'm not great with you.
Manzerek has no real heavy lean of races that occupy that area. It's not mostly Gripply, it's not mostly halflings, it's not mostly human. It's a modge podge of different people and customs that have come to this place to live and make their own lives free of any other outside influence or government. You do see a lot of huts and cabins, get it, man, that are built on stilts to keep them out of the water that Manzerek is built on. So it's as if the ocean flows into this tree line, and then there's just a city sitting on the muck and marsh of it amongst the trees. You also see rope bridges that extend from tree out to tree with houses built around it, and in some rare cases into the tree itself, as if the tree has been grown and warped into a structure of itself. There are lights that appear out from the darkness of the foliage of this place, and you see a lot of ships kind of out and about, but Roll me a sense motive.
The dice give him the dice to give.
Was it dice?
16.
16?
14.
12.
Have I bonus? Whoops. 13.
That lives there now.
Along with the other one.
These ships are just milling about, just kind of out in the docks and stuff. You see some fishing vessels, you see some merchant vessels just kind of doing their thing. And as you all begin to approach, you see a similar sized schooner come up to meet all of you. The banner flies out and it's a merchant ship. And it begins to hail all of you. Vimerian sees this and he drops the sail and he drops anchor and he stops the ship as this other ship comes up. They let out a gangplank from one ship to the other as you see a halfling make his way from the ship that he is on to your ship. He walks up, he has hair on the sides of his head that are pulled back into a very thin ponytail because his hairline has receded back with only a spot on the top of his head to feed into that ponytail. He is old even for a halfling with thick gray mutton chops on either side, the hair on the tops of his feet matching the same. His nose is crooked and long, his chin coming up to kind of meet it halfway with a corncob pipe in his mouth. He steps over and he is wearing these filthy kind of filthy kind of sailing outfit with a captain's jacket on that you feel like didn't originally belong to him because it drags the plank as he goes from place to place. You're guessing that belonged to probably a dwarf on how it is fitting him as he walks over and he says, "Oi, how's it going today?" he says as he jumps onto the ship. Vimerian greets him and he says, "Evening. Is there something we can do for you?" He says, "Yeah, I've been given instruction what to meet new people that's coming into the docks." He says, "I'm a merchant by trade, and I'm here to meet with you. It seems that you've snuck past the barricades that's been set up. You've come from somewhere else, ain't that right?" He says, "No, we've just come around from another port of Manzerek." He says, "Back to here." He says, right, you ain't got a lie to me, mate." He says as he walks up, kind of looking at all of you, and he says, "I'm just here to offer trade, and anything you might have." He seems to be completely ignoring Vimerian as Vimerian's looking at him. "We have nothing to trade outside of the port."
That's not good.
You may.
22.
33?
Gracious.
It's a nat 20.
Yeah.
Wow. So, Damon, you get the sense he's lying about everything. He's coming on here with this heavy, confident air as he's speaking, right? And he's just kind of like talking it up and what have you, and he is not trustworthy. You, same thing. There's no one on his ship.
I was getting ready to ask. What did I see about his people on the ship?
There's no one there.
I kind of step closer to Marion.
So, if I may, just a brief aside, putting all formalities out there. We will end you. We will end everything about you. I don't know what's going on, what you're doing. He has no one on his ship.
Oh.
How did he get over here?
I would like you two to roll me a perception check.
This is escalating very quick.
That's great.
Why did we resort to aggression immediately?
I know, but I like it.
15.
When I don't trust someone, 21.
21.
When I don't trust someone,
He looks at you. He says, yeah, there's a reason for that. Because they on your ship. You see these hands reach over the ledges as you see boggards pull themselves up and jump onto the ship, and I will need initiative from the party.
Pirates. Hey, at least we're not the pirates this
Bogart
time.
pirates.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we're not the pirates this time.
The fun thing about this program
Yes.
is there's nothing to create a ship. All of this is made up of different things to look like a ship.
Fantastically done.
This is the best I could do.
That's not bad.
Go ahead and place your figures. Oh, wait, let me...
Which
Yeah,
one
yeah,
is
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
top?
Are we the bigger one or the smaller one?
You're the bigger one. So,
I want to
yes.
be on the dinghy. I'd be on the dinghy.
The dinghy thingy? There, that's y'all ship.
Where's
So
the
let me
Marion
get this
standing?
straight. This program can make a canoe's shadow on the bottom of the ocean. But doesn't
It has no boat stuff.
I don't know where
It
you're going.
also
It doesn't
can't...
do boat stuff.
No. It also can't do second stories. If I have to do a second story to a building, I have to make it a separate thing.
No, not
That
at all.
makes more sense than it not having both
Not
stuff.
having boat stuff.
Yeah.
Where's
No,
Vermilion
originally it
standing?
did have a second story feature, but it was too buggy and they had to remove it. Goodbye.
Ubi. Is that where all of you are?
Yeah.
Feeling froggy.
But yeah, no, I was just like, I don't trust this man.
Especially like with that much energy. That was Shane like classic.
Classic Dr. Tone. See, the thing is, I will end you. I will end your lineage. I will burn and salt the earth that you grew up on.
And I will call it a Tuesday.
You know what happens on Tuesdays?
Tuesdays.
Salt and burn. It's
Salt and burn.
Now in 2 weeks they'll be moved to Mondays. That's it.
Okay. Yes.
oh yeah.
It's because of you.
Because of both of you, actually.
Sure. Wait, what?
Yours is more than permanency than his, but
I tried.
you only got so far. In the end, doesn't even matter.
We had those.
Do it.
Perry.
26.
Scrub. Get those numbers up.
Yeah.
Fun fact, that was where his initiative was last time I used this sheet. Damon.
13.
I miscounted.
Ragnar.
26.
Who has the higher?
Dexterity?
8.
Dexterity or initiative?
Oh, I just
We'll say initiative bonus.
8.
9.
Does everyone have
You're a
improvement?
dexterous.
Yes.
Manzerek.
27.
It may or may not fancy.
Dr. Tone.
3.
No, I got an 11, thank you.
So 10.
No, I rolled a 12.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Oh. I have a question for you later.
Oh, yeah? Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know.
Oh yeah.
I'll ask the
ready
trainer
for
if
that.
it becomes relevant.
That's
That's normally me.
That's a Shaneism right there.
Oh, seeing you do a spit take's funny.
That was about to be everywhere.
And I got the 2 people with computers beside me. This is the worst spot for me to do a spit tape, my guy.
Not a sponsor, but they could.
We don't need them to be.
Not that bad.
People with heart problems shouldn't be monsters.
I don't have a heart problem anymore. Follow me.
You're taking medication for the rest of your life because you don't have a problem anymore.
Exactly.
Not like
That's how that works.
So
I'm a cyborg.
these Bogard pull themselves up onto the ship. They are wearing nothing but a cloth about their loins. Their legs surprisingly long, their torso surprisingly narrow, but their chest is broad and they have no neck with a massive head sitting on their shoulders. Their mouth wraps all the way around this massive head with teeth that stick out in no real discernible pattern, just kind of indiscriminately past their thick lips. They have bulbous yellow eyes that rest on the top of this massive head, and each one of them is carrying with them a great club as they climb onto the boat. As they do so, they all roar out as you see their muscles start to bulge and swell out. And you see one at the head of the ship that climbs up. She's leaner than the rest of them, wearing what looks to be a tunic that's fashioned from leather and like foliage from the swamp.
Like gripply leather?
Maybe. She too is wielding a club as she climbs up onto the ship. As they all cry out like that,
My favorite
What's the
enemy?
name of that spell?
No.
I would like everyone to roll me a will save.
Oh,
Why?
Eli?
Interesting.
I don't even have to
I
roll the
will.
bonuses. Though.
Surely
That's
I
amazing.
will. 27.
You're good.
That's funny.
12.
You fail.
27 and 9.
Rayado 9? Rayado fails. You pass. By 1. So, Damon, you are shaken for 4 rounds,
You're not stirring.
and Rayado is shaken for 2.
You have to say that.
The only one of you that is acting on the surprise round is Dr. Tone, because he saw it coming. The first one is going to try and attack
Give me a
Harry.
perception check.
because you didn't pass the sense motive. You didn't think anything was wrong.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Play you. Yeah, you're right.
Oh.
Probably.
Touch attack.
29.
Yeah, you hit him. Oh, that's gonna hurt.
Taking 14 points of damage. As it stands up and just cracks you across the back of the head, sending you staggering. This guy is going to run, jump off of the platform, and strike at Damon. With a 25.
Yes.
And that is against your flat foot.
Yes.
With 15 points of damage, as he hits you in the back, sending you staggering forward. This guy's going to take a free 5-foot step. Does a 20 even hit Dr. Tone?
Roll the wily. Yeah.
Dealing 17 points of damage as he cracks into your side with the club.
Owie.
That guy runs straight up to your Gripply companion. Does a 23 hit you?
It does.
Dealing 12 points of damage. And this guy is going to take a 5-foot step. Oh, he can't hit Ragnar, but he can hit Damon.
You can try.
Oh. Wait. That may not mean anything. Sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Does a 21 hit your combat maneuver defense, Damon?
No.
As he runs up, he opens his mouth, his tongue jets at you as you reach up and grab it, and you're like, ew, no, and you like kind of let go as he brings it back in. That's nasty. She's going to take a free 5-foot step there. Chanting and toning, she touches that Bogart on the back. You see him swell and grow as his muscles increase.
By 40, you say.
Maybe.
Dr. Tone.
Oh, things are scary. Oh, where is the mast compared to me? Right here. Oh, it's a single mast, 2 cells.
Yes.
I am simply going to provoke an attack of opportunity from the guy next to me.
Okay, you
Walking towards that mast.
18.
No!
Okay.
My AC went up dramatically after that last spinning spree. And
You can actually stand in any one of these, except for the 2 that I
actually put me next, one away from you. Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I'm going to drink a potion of spider climb, one of my extracts.
Gross.
You turn into Spider-Man.
Yes.
You take any other actions?
Booter, baby.
Move. Action. Because I plan on climbing up the mast.
All right. Top of the round, now that everything has gone sideways, Manzerek.
Die.
You pull out 2 shotguns, start walking away. Just throw them away.
Perfect.
Reach your
Okay,
best.
I will provoke an attack of opportunity. Move here.
Is that within crit range?
No. 31.
Yes.
11 points of damage.
Cool.
Ow!
Okay.
We didn't have a warning.
Focused on
This is the one.
this spot right here, which will affect this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy, and no allies.
The
So
white
these
token is
4.
our friend.
Dang it.
Right?
That's,
YOLO.
the white token is our friend.
Yes.
Oh, that's not
That's
worse.
smart.
Oh, what's the
Nothing's
radius?
worse than Fireball.
Max, what's the
Oh, that's
radius?
what I was thinking.
20 feet.
The outer circle is 20 feet.
This circle?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we have been grossly misunderstanding how big 20-foot radius is.
Okay, so that spot. So
Okay.
right off the ship.
Okay. What do you do?
You make it rain.
I make it rain like I used to, but different. I cast what is known as Volcanic Storm. And everybody in that, so those 3, take 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
No saves?
No saves.
Oh, that's not fun.
And 10 points of fire damage. 22 points of damage in all. The 3 of them.
How much fire?
10 points.
Ooh.
To those 3. And now that 20-foot area. Now that 20-foot area
It's on fire.
is difficult terrain for everybody. For the next 7 rounds.
Is it on
It
fire?
doesn't cause anything to catch fire, does it?
It could be more on fire.
Also, any creature that enters that area has a -4 to their perception. Just like smoke and ash.
Okay, I was like,
Why you got all those butterflies on there?
Great question. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
It's true in magic.
Who did I just kill?
You killed the halfling.
Cool. Piss on that guy. And that's my turn.
You run up, chanting and toning as you hold your frog hands up into the air, and you kind of give one of those whack as volcanic rock rains down, and everybody, I can only assume, goes, oh, that got scarier. As it begins to pelt them, they hold up their arms, tanking the hit, as you see the halfling look up in fear, and it just bludgeons his tiny little body to death.
Nice.
Rihanna takes a 5-foot step.
Oh,
I forgot about Rayado.
oh,
And now he's bigger and can do more.
oh, these guys don't have AC.
He is shaken. So 17. The
That
first
strike.
24 is the second attack.
Uh-huh.
18 to the third attack.
Oh yeah.
15 to the fourth attack.
He's already dead.
And 13 for the last attack.
No.
Okay.
Haha. Get bent.
So,
Harry, you're the next playable character.
He's over here doing numbers.
Doing the numbers. He's doing the numbers, yeah.
23
off
points
his
of damage to that one guy. Of just Rayato going. Ham.
Riato leaps to the attack. You see now a much larger raptor jump onto this guy as it bites into the top of his head, just kind of gnawing on the lump of flesh that is his naug. You see the toe claws tearing into his stomach as the wings beat rapidly. The creature grabs Riato by the throat and tosses him off of him as he staggers, bleeding heavily, but is not dead. Does Riato take any other action?
That'll be it.
Harry.
Nice. Harry is going to take a 5-foot step whilst removing my short bow. And I'm going to aim an attack at the blue thing.
Okay.
And it is a bluff.
Okay. Just gonna keep that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, it was really good. 30 versus 10 plus their base attack bonus and wisdom.
Crap.
And plus bad whiz.
Yes.
So the magic bullfrog is effectively thing for my next attack.
Okay.
It loses its dexterity bonus against my next attack.
Neat.
That's good.
You taking an action.
Was it? Sorry.
Knocking an arrow, stepping up, you fire, just kind of like from the hip, you're just like, it whizzes past her ear as she ducks down and looks like, wait, what, wait. Taking an action.
Was it a rogue thing that you could do that as a swift?
It's not.
I thought you could do it as a swift as a rogue.
I could have done it as a movement with improved.
That's okay. Sorry.
That is so interesting. Ragnar.
5 step,
Oh dear.
6
5
step,
steps.
7 step, smash. Power attack.
You may.
24.
Yeah.
Okay. Second attack.
Because that's the thing you have now, is 2 attacks.
8.
No. Yes.
Okay, so it was an 8. $20.
20 points of damage?
Yeah.
You step up, taking your axe, you swing into this boggart. You cut straight into his side. He grabs the axe as you try to pull back for a second hit. You said it didn't? It was an 8? Okay. You try to pull back for a second attack. As you see his muscles flex, and he kind of jerks. What's your strength modifier?
It is a.
Or what's your strength period?
19.
19? Okay. It seems just as strong as you go to pull and it holds on and it's just.
That's lovely. That's a lovely thing.
You don't want me to turn green.
Splash. Do you take any actions?
No.
Alright, Boggard Town. Oh wait, no, not Boggard Town. Yes. Vimarianville. He is going to attack that Boggard.
That sounds almost like a racial slur.
It is now.
That's what the Gribbly called
100%.
the guard.
Cool. So he reaches into his coat and with a flourish and faster than you can see, draws out a scimitar and a dagger with both hands. And he begins with a flurry, cutting in to that Boggard. dealing 19 points of damage altogether.
That one already took damage.
Yes.
Oh.
I mean, Ray Auto did more damage than that to the other one and it didn't fall. Taking the same amount of damage prior to as well.
Maybe barbarian. Selling barbarian bargains.
Maybe.
7 selling barbarian bargains.
He used it with bees.
Boating barbarian bargains.
Bustling.
Bustling boating
Bustling,
barbarian.
busting.
Bodacious bustling boating barbarian bargains.
So as he draws out his weapons, he hits this boggart across the chest, sending it staggering. He steps down, cutting it across the thigh, spinning back to back with it as he steps into that area. Do what?
It is difficult, right?
Sure. It didn't say anything about that. He just moves into it.
Oh,
Yes. He expends a panache point to be able
Oh,
to. Yeah. Yeah, he can attack an enemy and
Of course, when
spending a panache point, he can move through that enemy target. A swashbuckler.
Adjacent.
Burgert's turn. He didn't like that. He's going to swing at your companion.
I swung and I missed. I swung and I missed again.
And he
missed.
meets to hit him.
You run this +2.
He has +2?
Why?
Why do I even?
because they're so convincing.
Dealing 18 points of damage.
You kind of fell for that on your own. I hate to say it.
Okay, I'm going to hit Ragnar now.
Probably will.
No, actually.
No, in the game. What are you gonna do in the
No,
game?
I'm going to hit Perry because
Because of that.
good screw.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm immune to vulgar attack.
20?
Meets.
17 points of damage. As he roars out, crashing down into you. This one's coming at you, Damon.
Attack.
I just want you to take over.
19. As he swings his club at you, you hold up your shield. It hits, ineffectually bouncing off, but it does send you staggering from how strong he is. As he... Oh, he already attacked. My bad. Attacked. Free 5-foot Gripply smashing step. Oh gosh. 15? No, I didn't think so. Attacking Rayado. 18? No. That's wunderbar.
Bless you!
Thank you. David Wrench from the very blood.
Ah.
I could do this really annoying laugh.
And really not.
Could you really? No way. I don't believe you.
Why would you use such a thing? I feel like I'm like this.
Where's disc?
Punch fist.
May I use?
No.
10-foot radius.
The middle one.
It's the middle school.
The second one.
This one.
Yes.
That one?
No.
Save one from the outside.
It's the one that says 10.
This is 30.
It's 30-foot cube. So go inward to the 20-foot cube. That red circle is the 10-foot radius.
Oh, I see it. Okay. Wonderful. Yeah, that'll do nicely.
Wow, dude.
All right. I would like Damon, Ragnar, and Dr. Tone. Actually, she could also hit Harry,
Yeah, that's smart.
I think. Who grows?
That's what we not quite. It's just shy.
I still think that.
It's this one.
No, that's the 50.
Oh.
Does that not hit everybody?
It's as long as it's touching his square.
Okay, then that hits everybody.
Yeah, it does.
Everybody except Manzerek and Rayado. Go ahead and roll me a reflex save.
Oh,
Oh,
I thought that was a 1.
Who was that?
I about died, but it's a 7.
So 32.
Not quite. 23.
23 will pass.
31.
What is it?
21.
21 will also pass.
13.
That will not. Oh, will pass.
Well, I rolled a 13, so that makes me feel
Okay, you all pass. Fun on a bun. I never get to have any fun.
You have all of them.
If the save was 13, I mean.
You all take 6 points of damage. Piercing. And on the next round, you all will take 1 point of Nope, no, you won't. Never mind. She opens her hands as you see the area around her glow green, and from it bursts forth these needles, these nettles, these thorns and spikes that jet out to all of you. Damon, you hold up your shield as it dinks off. Dr. Tone, you kind of spin in place, sending them stabbing into the mast and around you, but just nicking you. Ragnar, you look at it and you're just like, ah, as they just stab into you, and you just kind of, I don't dodge.
No.
Damon.
He looks like he has this. I'm gonna.
That would provoke.
Okay.
As long as you're happy with that.
I am happy with it.
19?
No. And I proceed to attack like this.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
I'm so sorry.
That's 23 in the first one.
Yeah. The only one?
I get 2 attacks.
Not if you've moved.
Oh.
If you take a 5 foot, you do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 23 on that one.
But it's a free 5 foot. 21, you say?
Yes.
That hurt.
And I do
You didn't do 21. That's
14 points of damage.
You did how much?
14.
21.
14 points.
Yes.
21
Okay,
was-
okay.
Oh no, 21 was 23 was my attack.
Okay, great. Okay. Math. Taking any actions?
Nope.
Dr. Tone.
Oh. Interesting.
Qué interesante.
Wait, I almost said muy importante.
What?
Very important.
Much important. Wow.
Por supuesto.
Okay, see.
Móvelo.
I
Agarralo.
proceed to just walk up the mast
Lúchalo. Okay.
with my spider climb.
You
I
still
can
need
do.
to. Is it no?
I get a natural climb speed. I'll look into it.
Even
Still
natural
have
climb
to roll.
speed.
If you get a natural climb speed, you get +8.
You'll still need
Plus, furthermore, you do not need to make climb checks to traverse vertical or horizontal surface, even upside down. I don't need to make a climb check.
Nice.
Land specific to that.
Yeah, because of the spell. I don't need it.
I think with like wild shape or something, get the climb speed.
So whereas you as a race have a climb speed.
You get a
Oh, yeah,
+8 on climb checks, but you don't need to make a climb check.
To just climb. So like if I was doing a difficult slippery thing going up, I would still need to make climb checks. Like if there's something causing me to have to make climb checks.
Okay.
But I have to make it from just going up the mast.
Okay.
So I'm going to go up the mast.
Okay.
20 feet.
10-ish feet, just out of range. Because that noise.
Do you want some D6s to elevate him?
Some over here.
I'm good. I think it's fine.
How many of those? How many of that
Unless
does
you just
I
want me
have?
to.
You should use it from the bag of nobody's gonna use.
I'm going to look at the barter that has been full strength, maybe. I'm just making assumptions here. And I'm going to take this potion of fire, and I'm just going to drop it on his head. Effectively throwing the potion at his head.
Hit that square with a +1.
I have to make a touch attack against him, and I have precise bombing, so I don't hit
Me.
right.
Oh no, that's unfortunate.
Nat 20?
Okay, you hit him. Roll for dabblage.
Do I get crit rolls with bombs?
Oh, yeah.
22, 25 points of damage.
Ouchies.
And then the caster will take 2, 4, 7. This is all fire damage.
So you up onto the mast as you reach into your cloak and you're just kind of like, it hits him straight on the head, exploding as he roars out, trying to put it out. It splashes onto her as she steps back.
I'm sorry, she has to get a reflex save to have that damage.
Nice.
Vimarian says, careful with the fire, please.
It's spontaneous, it doesn't catch.
Yes, sir, is the correct response to that. We're on a ship.
Mind the powder guns.
Oh!
Top of the round. Yeah, which is there. That.
Oh.
Anyway.
Mind the fire, please.
Just launches me
blowing
with a low
holes.
question. How would it not catch fire?
Oh, it did. Yeah, there's a time limit now. Manzerek.
Can I have a large?
I like this. This is fun. So
I got a large thing for you.
We're gonna be trading this ship out for the smaller one here in a second.
And look at him. Look at this guy.
Whoa!
Say.
Beat the power of Gozri, you gunta bitch.
And I turn into a giant octopus. That does not provoke an attack of opportunity, and I'm going to beat the absolute trash out of him with 8 tentacles next turn.
Do you not have to be in water?
I do not. I have a land speed.
Nice.
You were suffocating.
I'm fine. I'm gonna be in the water very soon. He is too.
I assume. What language do you say that to him in?
I say it in whatever language that I think he understands.
Which is?
So I would assume
He only knows
Closed fists.
Bogart.
Okay, then I would say it
Okay.
So, yeah.
He does recognize some of those words.
He gets the gist.
He's heard of one of those.
So, you look at him, threaten him, as you just kind of become huge, mechanically large. The tentacles flail out as he kind of takes a step back like, ooh, gross.
Rayado continues to eat his companion. That's a 9. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a 5 or 7. That's
Oh,
a
that hurts.
22 for the second attack. That's probably gonna miss at a 9. Nat 20
Crit threat won't
it is.
confirm.
and an 18 to confirm.
That will confirm.
Unfortunately. So. 14, 18 points of damage. And now he's no longer shaken.
As Ray Otto jumps on this Bogart, you see him tear into the Bogart's kind of vocal sac, which is what that's called. As it rips out, the Bogart screams out with this hideous noise as he falls over the edge of the ship and plummets into the water. Sploosh. Oh yeah. Perry.
Perry will take a 5-foot step back
Excuse me.
and aim an arrow at the spellcasting Bogart's vocal sac. Call it shot.
Why is it a crossbow gun? You got a bow.
Against her flat-footed.
15 will not strike her. And that's with the bonus, the feign bonus?
It just removes her things.
Oh, yeah. You fire at her as she's squared up to Damon. She ducks down at the last second as the arrow flies over her head. Do you take any other actions?
This is my first time shooting this. Sorry.
Ragnar.
I'm going to power attack the one in front of me.
You may.
Nat 20.
Crit threat, roll to confirm. That was the most unexcited nat 20 ever.
It's because we knew whatever he
13.
got,
13 will not confirm.
he's just gonna turn this guy into a pink mist.
A red miss, thank you. Not.
24 damage. And then I'm going to take a free 5-foot step towards Perry. No. Like straight. Am I able to use my other attack?
With a free 5-foot step, yeah. That will strike your opponent.
Murder.
25.
25 points of damage. Yeah. Oh,
Is that
gracious.
Huh?
No. Oh.
No. No, it is 7.
You step up as this Bogard's after your companion. You swing up, cleaving into his thigh. He croaks out, grabbing the shaft of your axe as he pulls it out from his thigh. Do you take any other terrifying action?
I do not.
I don't like being a difficult terrain, but that is where I put myself.
Hi, Laura.
Down there? Hi, Laura! Hi! Sorry, I didn't mean to be annoying. That was annoying. I was just excited.
He's got the sweats now.
The pressure. I'll never do this.
All of those will hit. His attack bonus is really
Mr. Panache himself.
high. He's not going to use it.
Because we got a bigger fight coming up later. Not tonight. Later. We gotta kill the big godmother or whatever the thing is.
No.
That is so far away from where we're at. It's not even funny.
The frog mother?
Well, that's what I just called that. I insulted
He drags his scimitar up the Bogard's back, lays it on his shoulder, drags it across his face as he takes the dagger and sends it up underneath his arm, pulling out. The Bogard kind of like staggers, turning to look at him with this confused look on his face as he drops to his knees and then face down into the volcanic rubble. It is Bogard Town turn. There are significantly fewer of them. There were.
Population diminished.
They're becoming harder to find. They're becoming scarce. This one is going to attack the octopus.
Bring it.
That just
Nat
appeared.
20, 20. That's
That is 8. And stop looking at my dice rolls, everybody. 16
No.
against the giant octopus. That's too bad. This one's coming at Ragnar.
Yeah.
22.
He needs to go in the 20s.
10 points of damage.
Aww.
As he takes his club and he slams it down into your head, and it just kind of like, psh, and then like a trickle of blood as you don't like even blink, and he's like, and there's like an indention. He's like, oh.
Mama said I was hard-headed.
She doesn't like being in base combat with the vindictive bastard.
That's very unfortunate for her.
You have step up.
Not yet.
Oh.
Yeah, it's my next one.
That is
It's
a
a good
scary feat.
First.
Yeah, I know.
These are positions. Only works for 30 days until you
AJ.
It does take away your movement for that amount.
Oh, if you have step up and improve.
It takes it from your next deck.
You just can't take a free combat step. Afterwards, but it doesn't take it.
I'll consider the companion.
Added 10 to it.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, so far.
There's no one attack that guy. I'm gonna bring him into the water and just straight.
The most violent you've been.
There's a race war going on right now, okay? It's important to me.
Speed reserve.
You can cut that out.
It's between you and our editor.
Yeah, don't feel like that.
That's getting clipped.
I assume a 17 doesn't meet your combat maneuver defense.
No.
She takes a step back, chanting and toning, as she opens her mouth and this torrent of water jets out and hits you. You hold up your shield as it just and shoots around you. And then the water kind of...
She really wanted to push me off that boat, didn't she?
It was hydraulic push.
Yeah, that would have been funny. Hang on.
As you just kind of like lower your shield and she's like...
Oh no.
Cool, Damon.
Free 5-foot step.
Over here.
Nope. Valiant effort though.
Please don't kill my frog
Nat 1 on the
monsters.
first attack.
boy, oh boy, oh boy.
He hydraulic pushes himself.
There's a 21 beach combat maneuver.
Oh.
As you step up, going towards her, you raise up your sword as she and hits you with a second blast that she had pocketed. Nobody expects the second hydraulic push.
Infiltration.
Except for Damon. As you run towards her, and you're just like, it just starts like blasting into your face.
I'm gonna need all of the Listerine after that. And the next
She
attack.
just baby birded a whole bunch of swamp water in your
14.
I guess you could say she was gushing over you.
Gushing at?
mouth. So you rush towards it, you take the torrent of water, it stops as you kind of just like murk and muck and pond scum just brawls.
All the gross.
So
So
good.
much gross.
So good.
Cool, Dr. Tell.
Straight to the hole.
No, I'm gonna have to. It's embedded in my pores.
There's significantly fewer of them. I'm gonna turn on my vision just to see health of people because I know you're at half.
Yeah.
Dust. I'm
Gucci.
Hey,
yeah. So
you anywhere close to half?
no,
Okay.
The Marion's about half.
I am fine.
I'm gonna activate my spontaneous healing and just fuck up. That's right.
Cool.
I walk down towards Perry.
Skill.
Thank you for your D6.
You take another.
I'm action down.
Top of the round, Manzerek.
Alright, I'm gonna hit him 9 times. Yes, 9 times. I'm gonna bite him, and then every tentacle is just gonna slap him across the face. Every tentacle also gets a combat maneuver to grab him. Once I am done, I am jumping in the water.
With or with.
Well, I have to have him, but I'm gonna be
With or
jumping
without him.
in the
I said with
water.
or with.
So this is what is happening.
Can you move with a full round attack?
Nope. You can't.
No.
You can grab him. And then next
Also, I would also pitch this at you. Boggards are notoriously good at holding their breath. So jumping in the water may mean nothing.
turn, you have a string limit. Let's do it.
If he squeezes
Sure, but-
all of the air out of him.
You can hit him once, grab him, and jump in the water.
Yeah,
for funsies, or you can thwomp him 9 times.
Yeah, we'll just thwomp him 9 times.
So sounds so disappointed.
18 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay. 16 to hit.
Yeah.
12 to hit.
No.
Okay. 27. 27. Where are we at right now? 5? 20, not natural. 20, not natural. Where are we at now?
Put one up.
The toe. Use the toe.
6, 7.
Put it up.
26. And finally 20, not natural. So all but one hit him.
So the bite and then 7 tentacles.
Yep. So the bite will do 8 points of damage.
I'm not killing before you get jump water.
Yeah, just add all that together.
Okay, so
8.
Yeah, you just don't know.
1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, 3,
17.
3. Okay.
20. Are you blind?
34 points of damage plus that 8. So 42 points of absolute pimp slap in action. I am going, if he's not dead, I am going to attempt every grapple.
He's not.
Okay, so 7 grabs. Does a nat 1 beat his CMD? Does that put an end to it? Or can I keep going?
Does a 25 hit you?
Yeah, it does.
Dealing 15 points of damage to your octopus-like form, to your cephalopod.
They only have 7 legs.
There's something else going on.
It's
There is.
cephalopod.
Okay. 21 to grab him.
It was clever.
Nat 1.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry, yes.
Okay, then I stop. So, slap, grab, slap, 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 slap.
So you just absolutely just all over this guy as you just wrap him up, your beak biting into him as he's like, what is happening? As you just kind of like wrap him up. He's seen enough Japanese animation where this is going
To be that guy, when he got grappled, his AC would have went down by 2 points.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, I didn't know if he missed by that
It was
much.
the second one.
That was the second one.
Second one was
Do you take any other action?
No.
So you have effectively squid napped him.
Yeah. Now, Rayado.
That's all difficult terrain, my guy.
Well, he's too not smart enough to figure that out. So, 5, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55. Full round. 65, 75. Yeah, so he's not there.
Great. As Rayado ducks his head down, his wings flourish, his tail out behind him. As he starts running, and he's just kind of like, ow, 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 and gets to the edge. Any other actions?
No, that'll be it.
Very cool.
I will. I can move here
Mm-hmm.
and still hit there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to declare this as a sneak attack.
My gosh.
Because I can.
My goodness. But she has her full AC now?
No.
Is she
It's
still
with my
faint?
feet.
You attack her with her feet?
I have impromptu sneak attack, which takes away her dexterity.
Okay. You're attacking her flat-footed.
21.
Yes.
Alright, stepping on a beat.
That's minimum.
Rolls. What's damage? 4 of it is fire. That matters.
My hands are fire. Why is it
It's a
on
magical
fire?
bow.
You run up, knocking an arrow and drawing back. As the end of it bursts into flames, you fire, striking her in the shoulder as she croaks out in pain. Do you take any other action? Ragnar.
And smash kill activate on wait, nat 20.
Can you do less?
Do you-
Why could you not? It was on the 2, which is beside the 20. So I hit hit it.
What'd you get?
With a 2?
What'd you confirm? Yeah.
Oh, it was like 10.
No, that doesn't confirm.
Oh, it's 12.
Go ahead and do the damage.
Yeah. Kind of figures. 20.
As you swing, catching this Bogard in the chest, you take him straight off his feet and send him careening just into the water.
Or I'm gonna help out and I'm gonna flank.
Oh, please.
You've seen this before.
You have 30 movement speed? Yeah, more than that.
Our barriers are stupid fast.
Yeah.
And stupid.
Hey! That's why I thought it was kind of funny and insightful for the barbarian to be like, I think the creature coming out is an indication that it's one of the heads. And the rest of you were like, oh yeah, that makes sense, without questioning that Ragnar's the one that said it. Do you take any actions?
Yes. No.
Maybe?
No.
We are very confused.
Hi, I'm Shane.
It's not the royal we.
He can make it.
Kill still.
He's gonna kill your still.
Please don't steal my kill.
He's gonna kill your still.
Do you say that?
As an octopus.
I mean, I can. I have the ability to speak.
Oh!
I mean, you can tell him not to. Yeah, you can say, I got this. This is personal. And he'd be like,
Oh, do you, Squidward?
you know what? He's going to go here. Cool. Oh, what am I looking at?
He has a 10 for reach?
I think he's done with that.
Go with this.
Hmm?
No, it's definitely the dagger. It's
That was
probably-
a thing.
Oh, I should have been paying more attention to his crit range.
18 to 20?
17.
No,
14.
15 to 20.
Oh
with
my
the
God.
scimitar. 15 to 20 with the scimitar, 17 to 20 with the dagger.
Oh, I mean, not to get on his bad side.
It's called improvement.
He is a higher level than you guys, but not by a whole lot.
Pretty sure we can beat him.
All of us combined.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, we could.
I'm not,
6 points of damage.
I'm not playing this. He's not dead.
Does he take any other actions? No, he doesn't. Bogard's
Does the
turn.
dagger come back?
No.
He leaves.
He is grappled.
Uh-huh. It's 29 without the negatives of being grappled.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay.
Negative. It's a negative 4 to dex. But I don't think it's a negative 4 dex. If he's using strength, he's just pummeling him.
Yes. $18 points of damage as he slams into your spongy form. Ew. She doesn't like being there. Full round retreat. Jumps in the water. Damon.
Go after her.
I'm at full friggin' armor.
Go after her.
I'm going after
She like swims to the bottom, and then David's just like, she's like,
No, but I do go look over the side and watch the bubbles. And make sure she doesn't come back up or make sure she's leading.
Dr. Tone.
Monkey fish. Go after her.
I could. I have it prepared. Do I have it prepared?
The Marion just walks over to the edge. He's like, I also have a gun.
I know.
Pulls out a Beretta.
Whoa!
Just for refraction, I'm just gonna kind of look at everyone and just heal.
Nice.
Does that hit me? Yes, it hits me. Does it work?
No.
$25 plus 25 health?
It's empty. I said with confidence. and I heal the octopus.
That's fine.
And
You heal Rayato, Perry, and
I move
Vamarian.
10 feet. 10 feet to where I'm next to Barry. So that way I definitely get everyone.
So you don't hit Vamarian.
I do. 20 foot radius.
Does it? Does it still hit Vamarian? How much heal do you do?
7.
Oh, delicious.
Above half.
Yeah, he's
Same.
Slightly.
looking better.
I've been above half.
Top of the round, Manzerek.
Okay, someone bite him.
I'm sorry. 10.
It's a 28.
It hits.
Oh yeah.
And I do 10 points of damage.
So, you all see this massive octopus wrap up this boggart. You see it's the hood between the tentacles wrap around the boggart, and you see those like big, odd-shaped figure 8 eyes just staring blankly into the nothing as you hear and you just kind of hear this nomming motion as like
I don't eat garbage.
and just like that,
Oh,
Wait. Hurt my side.
I jump into the water.
Oh my.
I'm going after her.
Oh boy.
sploosh,
No, that way.
sploosh.
Yes.
So as you spit it out, you look at everybody, you all hear Manzerek's voice. I don't eat garbage. As he dives into the water, and we will pick it up there next time. Thank you very much for joining us, adventurers. Remember that this has been a good day to die. See ya.